Hey, I think we are live. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Demon Appreciation Podcast, episode 11. Today is going to be a very different and very fun episode because we're going to talk. We have one subject which is different than normally, where we have way too many topics. Today is all on Persona 4, so it should be a ton of fun. I have my two friends here, King Narukami. What's up, dude?
What's going on, David? Thanks for having me. I'm excited to talk about this amazing game.
Hell yeah, thanks for being here, man. I have also my friend Kuro, the Midnight Channel. What's up, dude?
Hey, thanks so much for having me in. I'm really excited to be here.
Hell yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I'm going to give an introduction to everyone just to give you guys an idea of how we're going to do this. We're basically going to talk about everything Persona 4, as I just mentioned. So we're going to talk about Arena, we're going to talk about Ultimax, Dancing All Night, the animation, Golden, the animation, believe it or not, and also Persona 4 Vanilla and Golden, of course. You guys were awesome. You gave us a bunch of questions, so we're also gonna try to answer all of them at the end if it's possible. But we are three persons who really like to talk, so...
Then after that, I beat FES. And then automatically I heard I wanted to go to Persona 4. I actually owned it on my PS3. But I heard that Golden was the definitive edition. I'm sure we're going to get into that later. But I went out because there was no other way to play it because it wasn't released on Steam until a few months later. I went out, got a PlayStation TV, and I played it. And then I played all the Spinoff games afterwards, right after.
An interesting take. I actually, for me, I knew of Persona 4 right after it came out. One of my friends was actually talking to another friend about how made like the first 30 minutes of the game, and he was describing to me how you literally puts his hand into a TV and then he tries to put his face out into a TV and everything, and I was like, this sounds like such a weird game. What the hell are you talking about? And he's telling me about Persona in general, and I'm like, I really want to play it now. So I find out Persona 4. And I'm like, oh, it just came out, so I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go buy it. And then I'm like, well, I wanna play Persona 1, 2, and 3. You know, like a lot of people wanna play like the old ones first and everything. And then I couldn't find Persona 1 or 2 anywhere. Like I searched everywhere and I couldn't find it. And I found an old copy of Persona 3 used on like GameStop or something. After traveling 2 hours to pick it up. I played Persona 3 FES and then finally played Persona 4. Fun fact, when I played it, I think the PS3 had just come out and it was coming out. So I had an issue with my PS3. It died. I got there was like a yellow light of death or whatever. I don't know if you guys remember this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so my PS3 died. I lost my save file. I had to start. And I was in the middle of the game, literally like half the way through the game, and I had to start over again. I actually replayed this game 3 times before I could actually finish it. It was quite a bit of a crazy journey. And then afterwards, I just waited for more Persona. I was literally in the middle of that hype where where all the spin-offs started coming out and everything like that. So I literally experienced the entire Persona timeline of like every spin-offs coming out at that time and everything. So it was pretty cool. I feel like I joined the fandom like at a pretty good time. Just like right now, I feel like right now there's all these games coming out and everything.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The series has never been bigger, I feel
oh
like,
yeah,
right now.
oh yeah, definitely, and it gets me happy. Like every single day, I'm like, wow. We hear about Megaton and Persona in general every day. And that's amazing because there used to be a time where no one knew about the games. So for real, I'm always going to say it, but I will always be grateful for P5 for like bringing a bunch of people into those amazing series. That's amazing. Now, for my story with Persona 4, it is actually pretty similar to you, Kuro. I did play the game a while back, the original game first. After playing, it's simple though. After playing Persona 3, liked it, so I played P4. So yeah, I liked it a lot actually. The one thing though, it took me multiple years before I played anything else Persona. So after playing FES, I played Persona 4, but I didn't touch any game after that. So skipped Arena, skipped Dancing, skipped the anime, I skipped even Golden at first. So yeah, that's kind of controversial for sure, and that's crazy because I like the game. But don't worry, I came back and I played all of them and watched all of them except the Golden animation. But we're also gonna talk about that later. So cool.
It won't take long, viewers. Don't worry.
All right, cool. I'm gonna say hi to everyone who's here. There's a bunch of people here. That's cool, man. Thank you so much for everyone who's here. P4 Abridge, what's up? Thank you for being here. My man Demi Crow, what's up, dude? Always here. Mark Louis, what's up? Thank you so much for being here. And Marcos, my dude, what's up? Yeah, I know that there's a time difference for you, dude, so no worries. You can always watch later if we're interesting enough for you. But thank you so much for being here, even though it's probably late where you are. Super Gamer Guy, what's up, my dude? Thanks for being here. So you guys are awesome. If you have any questions throughout the podcast, you can drop them. We're definitely gonna try to answer them. And as always, if there's any technical issues, please let me know so I can try to fix them while we're going. So we're gonna do one section by section for everything Persona 4, and I decided that we would start with Persona 4 Dancing All Night. Let's talk about it. Persona 4 Dancing All Night released in June 2015 for the PlayStation Vita, and it got re-released on PlayStation 4 on May 2018. That's for in the West. We did get the game in a very special way though. To get the PS4 version, you had to buy the Persona Dancing Endless Night Collection. And there was no physical for Persona 4 Dancing. So you got Persona 3 Dancing, yeah, that edition. You got Persona 3 Dancing, Persona 5 Dancing in a very low quality box that Kiro's showing us right now, but you guys can see it. And we got
one of the worst art books I've ever seen.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
The worst art book ever.
Definitely nothing impressive, but we got an amazing Persona 4 Dancing code in as well. So, hey, you guys played the game. I played it just a bit though. I'm probably not the biggest fan here. Just in general, I'm not the biggest rhythm game fan, but it was Persona, so I still gave it a chance. So let's hear it. What are you guys' thoughts on this one?
I'm going to give a very hot take right here, and I'm probably going to be the only one that says this during the whole podcast. Persona 4 Dancing All Night is my favorite Persona game, period.
That's amazing.
That is a very hot take.
I love everything about it. Of course, I love rhythm games. I've been playing rhythm games since I was a kid. Started with Guitar Hero, and here we are today, still playing Miku and Persona dancing games, you know. But it's not that the story was great, but I felt like the story was good enough that it hit all the best character moments. You got to see their characters more, and it gave a fitting ending to the series, I feel like. And the music, the track list was fire as well. Loved it so much. There's so many good songs on it. So it's my favorite Persona game of all time.
Really interesting. For me, I just like David said, I'm not into the music rhythm games at all. In fact, I played the Miku games before I even heard about these games. I'm just not I'm not good at them, and two, I just don't enjoy them. And I feel like I don't know. I don't know why. They just never really click for me when there is the actual rhythm mechanics of it, or I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. You mentioned Guitar Hero, and to me, Guitar Hero was kind of felt like okay, it makes sense, but the rhythm games, the Japanese rhythm games, don't make sense for me, with the buttons and the directions and stuff. Guitar Hero at least is it kind of follows the rhythm of the music, but I feel like in this particular game, it doesn't really follow the rhythm of the music. It's just kind of going there, the rhythm is not even in that tempo, and it's just going. I'm I can't do this. I only played it for the story. I 100% only played it because it was Persona. It was still really fun. It was a funny story, and introducing the new characters and everything like that. I just wanted to see the characters again, but honestly, I'm just not a rhythm person at all.
That's fair. I just wanted to quickly say I love how the chat is already debating SMT5 being 2021 or 2022. It's a freaking Persona 4 podcast. We can't avoid this debate. It's impossible.
Well, I think some people know what's up in the chat. P4 Bridge Animation Yeah, they got it right.
Yeah, no one else, right?
Hey, man.
I know. No, honestly, I do agree with everything you just said, Kuro. Like, I completely suck at this game. It's way too hard for me. Like, I recorded footage. I think I recorded footage for 5 dancing though, not 4. And I was playing and I was like, oh my god, if they look at the gameplay, it's like I'm so bad, it's terrible. But I also do agree that the soundtrack is top tier for sure for this one. Amazing soundtrack. I love how different it is than the original soundtrack.
They took the original Persona 4 soundtrack and somehow made it even better. I feel like some of the songs on this dancing game, like the Snowflakes remix. Y'all remember the Snowflakes remix that was in P4D? I think it's better than the original song on Golden. So some of those tracks are absolute fire. No doubt.
They're really good. I actually, I did a Midnight Channel top 20 songs, and literally every Persona 4 song that I have is from there. Is from
Here we go.
Persona 4 dancing. It's just really good. The mixes are super good.
That says a lot about how good this soundtrack is. Like, honestly, because all the Persona games, whether it's Persona or mainline, it's always top tier for the music. So if you did a top 20 and all the Persona 4 tracks are dancing tracks, it shows a lot, and that's amazing how they were able to do this, honestly.
I think we should also mention something about the game as well. It was going to be a completely different game when they first started production on it. When Dingo was actually working on it beforehand, they made the Hatsune Miku games. And it was basically supposed to be a Hatsune Miku game with Persona characters in it. You weren't supposed to have all these like buttons on the side of the screen and everything. The buttons would like fly onto the screen at random parts, and you would click them in rhythm with the music. So it was going to be a completely different game until P Studio took over. So I kind of wish that we could have seen more of that version of the game, because we only saw that version of the game in the first 2 teaser trailers, and then after that, radio silence.
Mm-hmm.
But it was supposed to be a completely different experience.
To be completely honest, I didn't even know that. Like, that's news to me. I didn't follow, as I mentioned before, I didn't follow the release of all the Persona 4 spin-offs, so that went completely over my head. That's cool. I didn't know
Shout out Spencer for telling me that information, by the way.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, I was like, that sounds like Spencer info.
Yeah, that's too much knowledge.
This fun fact.
I'm just very like intrigued with the history of this game, like what could have been. Not to say that it was going to be better than it was, but taking the Hatsune Miku formula, I know Kiro's played Miku games.
Yeah.
I don't know if David has played, but it was going to be a totally different thing. And honestly, I think it wouldn't have appealed to as many people, because to me, the way that they did it's much more like a casual kind of dance, like kind of more of casual music rhythm.
Yeah, it's definitely something to think about, because maybe not here in the States, but when I went to Japan, the rhythm games are really competitive. Like when you go, they have tournaments for that, and they even like the arcades. Like when you go to the Sega arcades, they're full of those rhythm games. Like we only know they had some Miku games and everything, but there's so many. I don't know if you guys seen the Sega buildings, but they're like, it's not like 1 or 2 floors. There's like 7, 8 floors of them.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like 1 or 2 floors full of just rhythm games. Like it may not be a big deal here, but in Japan, the rhythm games are as big as fighting games. They are really, really big. So the fact that they made not 1 but 3 rhythm games is crazy to me. Like it's insane.
It is crazy, and those games, I think P4 did pretty well sales-wise,
Mm-hmm.
but not 3 and 5.
There's a reason. There's a reason for that.
Yeah,
for sure. They produced them at the exact same time, and they didn't. There was no story. It felt like half of a game for each game.
Oh yeah.
They just used it to sell DLC.
Exactly.
Don't even remind me about that. That's the biggest disappointment for me.
Well,
I really wanted to see that Persona 3 storyline on the game, but I was like, oh, there's no story. At least that's one thing I'll tell about the dancing game.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of controversy surrounding the dancing games. Like there was that collector's edition that we talked about. There was a lot of DLC. There was the fact that 5 dancing and 3 dancing, as you guys just mentioned, is a big downgrade. So yeah, a lot of controversy for spin-offs like this.
And another controversy about the 3 and 5 game was that I think you mentioned this earlier, David. P4D, we got that PS4 port for it, but that's the only way you can get it is in that
the
Endless
digital
Night
collection. Yeah.
They never put that game up for individual sell
Yep.
on, like, you can buy it for the Vita on individual sell,
Yep.
of course, but not even
Not
for
on
PS4,
PS4.
which is mind-blowing to me, because you would think that they would just slap it on there for $20 and call it a day. I think that would sell pretty well. But
That's
Yeah,
shady
that
as hell. Like
for a
that.
while.
That's because they wanted all the Persona 4 dancing guys from the Vita to buy the big collection for their PS4.
And
they wanted the double dip.
and the fact that none of your DLC from the Vita version carried over to the PS4 version, you had to rebuy it.
And there's a lot of DLC. Like there's 13 tracks and 3 characters as additional DLC. So
I don't
Yeah.
care. I don't care what anyone does. Everyone needs to buy the Adachi DLC. That song, The Fog, is amazing. I'm just saying.
I thought you were gonna say the Miku DLC. That was my
Oh, the
favorite.
Miku DLC is
Seeing
awesome.
the art, the Persona art on Hatsume Miku was awesome. Like I was like, I'm a Hatsume Miku fan, so like seeing her and like the artwork of Persona, I was like, holy shit, this is cool. Sign me up for this and give me more DLC. We didn't get more Sega DLC on that end. That was actually disappointing for me. I was like, I want to see more.
I want to see Sonic.
Persona.
I want to see Sonic dance beside of you, Narukami.
Oh my
hey,
god!
we got Kiryu and Goro Majima. That's cool.
Yeah. Hey, there was a Yakuza costume.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
P5D.
But that's
Yeah,
cool.
they
That's
did,
what I was
yeah.
talking about. That's awesome. Honestly. So
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that I'm willing to pay DLC for. Because it's different. It's the different kind of stuff.
But if you're just saying, pay $2 and you get these different colored wigs, I don't care.
Yeah.
oh
That's
no,
just
it's,
great.
yeah, for sure. Do you guys have anything else to say about dancing?
It's very near and dear to my heart. I literally cried at the end of the game because I was just so sad that Persona 4 ended. And I think it ended on such a high note. And honestly, I think that if we ever got another dancing game, they would have to combine all the characters from 3, 4, and 5. I think they should
That'd be
give
cool.
it one more shot. I think they should give it one more shot because they half-assed P3D and P5D.
Yeah.
So-
That would be cool
Who knows,
if they do
maybe
it correctly.
If we get a crossover between the 3 games and they do like a dance off.
What I need is Sega dancing all day, and Kiryu and Majima are just dancing beside
Hell
a Joker
yeah.
and Narukami.
I want Majima to stab. I want Majima to stab Morgana or something. Oh yeah, dude.
Don't hit him more.
Oh man.
Yeah, dude. That's a cool game. It is a cool game. A bit underappreciated. I feel like because even though I'm not a. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you now.
I got you, man.
Did
Can
it
you hear
crash? Oh, I think the stream's still up.
Yeah, stream's still up. We're good to go here.
We're good to go. Okay, sorry for the little technical
Hey,
issue. It never happened to me before, but it's my
Maybe
internet.
The video. It may be the video. We might have to cut that out.
Oh, I doubt it. No, because it's not my. No, my pages are not on the Streamlabs. Don't worry, that shouldn't be an issue. It's good. It's good. We're live. Okay, cool. We're still going. Okay, we're good. We're good.
Don't worry, me and Kira weren't mocking you the entire time while you were gone.
It took me a while before I realized, so I didn't know where I cut. I'm sorry, everyone. I was just asking you guys, are we jumping into Arena and Ultimax, or are we talking about the animation now?
I never let Kiro speak for his last thoughts on P4D. Did you have anything to say, Kiro?
No. I mean, I honestly, it was just a fun game. I think, even though it wasn't the one thing that I know a lot of people say, well, if there's a dancing in the game, there should be a racing game or whatever. I still like it a whole lot. I think it's gonna be one of those, like you said, like for a lot of people, maybe like a hidden gem. In like something that a lot of people like dismiss as kind of, it's just a dancing game, but it's fun.
I mean, in some instances, I mean, I think it kind of fits the series well because there is some wackiness in the series. So, I mean, why wouldn't they dance? I mean, you had in Persona 4 Golden, everyone learned how to be an instrumental expert in a day. So why can't they dance too? So I always gush when I talk about that game, so it always has a special place in my heart. P4 dancing, I love you so much.
Hell yeah. Cool. Are we jumping into Arena or the animation?
Arena.
Arena? All right.
Where's Arena? Now we're gonna jump into my favorite spin-offs.
Awesome. Persona 4 Arena was a very unexpected collaboration between Atlus and Arc System Works, which is a now very famous fighting game developer. They weren't back in the day, but now they are. They worked on big titles like Dragon Ball FighterZ and such, so they're a big deal now. Basically, Persona 4 Arena released on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, believe it or not. The game released in July 2012 after there was an arcade version that was a hit in Japan that released in March, so a few months before. That's after the arcade version that they jumped and created a console version, if you didn't know that. I thought that was a cool fact. The game got re-released as Persona 4 Arena, which is re-released more or less. It is kind of a sequel, also on 360 and PS3. That was released in August 2014. So the thing is with Ultimax, and I didn't even know that before I researched for this podcast, but the story for Ultimax is actually the sequel to the story of the first Arena game. Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I'm the fake fan.
Also on Ultimax, you can there's DLC on Ultimax where you can buy the story from the first P4.
Oh, that's cool.
As well.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I was gonna now have my fun fact. So did you know back in the day when first Arena came out, there was also the same discussion that a lot of people were having whether Persona 4 or Persona 4 Golden is the canon version of the game. Because Golden and Arena were also developed at the same time, just like Royal and Strikers now. Now there's this discussion which one is canon or which one isn't or whatever. Same discussion was happening back whenever Arena came out, because a lot of people were like, well, Golden was made at the same time or whatever. So Alice ended up doing Ultimax, we kind of canonize Golden with Marie and all the other characters as well, which is pretty cool. Because again, I hate that Alice doesn't really say what's canon and what's not or whatever. So again, like a lot of people were really debating the same thing back then with Golden and original P4, which is pretty crazy to me now. Same discussion is going on nowadays.
Hey, that's crazy. That's cool. I didn't know that either. I mean,
P4 bridge animation in the chat. We are not skipping P4 the animation. Don't worry.
Oh no, it's coming. Even Golden, the animation is coming. So
I think it's best to talk about the games though before we talk about other iterations.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk about the anime too.
For sure. So Persona 4 Arena, I didn't play Ultimax, as you guys might have realized by now, but I played the first game and I played it quite a bit. I think it was great. It's actually one of the few fighting games with a very good story. I think I really liked it personally. Great new characters. Once again, amazing music in Arena as well. Arc System Works, I mean, they're never wrong when it comes to their fighting game mechanics. I'm not the biggest fighting game fan once again, but I can see that it's quality. I can see that it plays great. There's actually a very invested fan base for this one. That's like there's still some active competitions every now and then. So for this one, even though it released 8 years ago.
Well, it was popular enough to be in a crossover game that Arc System Works made a few years later, but we don't talk about that game.
We're gonna have to talk about it because we got questions about this one game. Yep. So we're gonna have to talk about it. I'm sorry.
So I guess I'll talk about my experience with Arena. So again, like I mentioned before, I played all the games chronologically as they were releasing, and when I heard Persona 4 Arena was being made by Arc Systems, I went insane. I love in fact, I have my collector's edition of Blaze Blue here. So I'm a fan of the Blaze Blue series.
Nice.
And Arc games. So whenever they announced this, I was like, holy crap, this is literally something that I would like to do. The biggest thing that I love is, unlike other developers, everything that they do is 2D animation. So all the 2D sprites and everything, which is different from other developers. Now all the fighting games are 3D. and everything, but they stick to the roots of the anime fighting game. When you think of an anime fighting game, like there's no other developer that does it as good as they do. Obviously, one thing that I do want to say though, their games are hard, except for the Blaze Battle Tag game, which is super easy. If you go and jump into the Blaze Blue games, they are super hard, especially like a competition and everything. It's insane. Have you guys seen like a competition of the games or anything?
Hey man, it's crazy. I can't play those games. Like it's too much for me. Like I play Smash. I don't play anything else. I play the Naruto games on GameCube. That's pretty much my luggage when it comes to fighting games. So, yeah.
There is a character Yosuke on Arena. He's like invincible. Like once you get him rolling, like you won't even hit him. He's super fast. Like he won't even let you touch the floor. By the time that you touch the floor, you're dead. So I love the game, but it's insane in playing online. We went back in the day, but now I think there's still some pretty good people playing there.
Oh, I bet. It's the type of games that have like this massive, well, not necessarily massive, but extremely invested fan base. Like they're not gonna drop their game because the mechanics are there and that's what they like. Kind of like, it's kind of the same thing with like Smash Melee. Like those mechanics, that's what they want. Like it's the fans of Melee, they're fans of Melee. They're not necessarily fans of Smash Brothers in general. So, did we lose King?
I was gonna say, I think he's typing there. Something happened. Oh, internet
yeah. Okay,
went
you
down.
did. Okay. Oh, we're having internet issues tonight.
We're all having internet issues. I think he's back. Maybe.
You back, my dude?
Oh yeah, stupid internet.
No problem. When did you lose us?
What? We all having issues tonight.
Yeah.
With the internet. Yeah. So Ultimax, which I was kind of still talking about all of this. Honestly, when I heard about the Persona 3 characters making a return in the games, I was I don't know if you guys noticed, my favorite game is Persona 3. So like hearing that crossover between, this is the first crossover within the two series and everything. So seeing like all the characters grown up like 4 or 5 years later, and duking it out with the Persona 4 characters, I was like, oh my god, this is a little dream come true. So looking at all the new character like Marie, or even like you could play as a Dachi, and I don't know, there's like so many stuff that I was like, I really love this game. This is like, again, this is my favorite spin-off. It's just crazy. It's so over the top, but it's super good over the top. Just like he was saying about Persona dancing, like in the fighting direction, it still kind of makes sense. The storyline may be insane or anything, but it's still a Persona game that is crazy. I love it.
And there's still a bunch of fun to be at. Like, I mean, the story, yeah, we can definitely call it crazy, but I felt like it was still pretty good. Like, I enjoyed it for what it is. Like, I'd rather have that than nothing. So.
Look at that cat.
She's always there.
That's a cute cat. What's her name?
It's French. We say, well, it's Ma'am, but in French, so it's Madame. That's her name.
Yeah, and happy birthday to Adachi, by the way.
Adachi's birthday. That's baby's
today.
birthday today. That's right.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Happy birthday to probably one of the most sane Persona antagonists.
Great character.
For sure.
Great
character.
Since I didn't play Ultimax, I'd be curious to know what you guys think about Ultimax, though. Like, not the basic mechanics of Arena as a game, but just Ultimax in general. What do you think? Is the story worth playing? Should I buy Ultimax and try it since I enjoyed the first one?
Yes, I will say yes. The thing is, like, Ultimax is kind of almost like, I mean, I don't want to compare it to Persona 1 and 2, Persona 2 and, the duology kind of thing, but literally Ultimax is the continuation story, like, right, it kind of finishes the story. It's not as good as the first Arena game. The first Arena game is, like, really special. The second game, you just, like, when I said it's crazy and over the top, the second, I mean, the Ultimax, it just goes in a crazy direction, which is still pretty fun. But I personally will say play it as soon as possible. But I don't know where you can play it. Is it still on?
I can play it on my Series X. if I'm able to get a 360
Really?
version.
It's
Yeah,
backwards compatible?
it is backwards
Yeah.
compatible, and Catherine is as well. And Spencer's been asking me for that 4K Catherine gameplay for a while now. I should definitely try to record it. I do have the 360 version. I'm not a fake fan like him, so that's cool.
Yeah, we're not fake fans here.
Says the guy who didn't play Ultimax, right? Oh,
Hey, it's okay. No, honestly, Ultimax is good. I found the story of Persona 4 Arena, the original one, I thought it felt a little redundant at points. It was a visual novel through and through. You had to hit the exact same story points multiple times to 100% the game. I think Ultimax kind of improved upon that because you didn't have to go through all the same routes over and over and over again. And they added more characters from Persona 3. You got to see Yukari, Junpei. You got to see everyone's least favorite Persona 3 character, Ken, in there as well. So it was great, and I really urge you to play it, David.
Cool.
And like I said, if you want to play P4 Arena again, there's DLC that you can buy the original story for like $10.
I do have the physical though for Arena, so if I want to play it on Series X, I also have the Xbox One, so I am good to go. But I will get Ultimax for sure. Like, I mean, I honestly didn't know. It is, I think, right? The Xbox version is probably a lot very expensive because it sold very poorly. So even P4 Arena, like I did a lot of research for this P5 Arena video that me and Spencer did, and there's like the game did okay, the original one, but Ultimax didn't sell very well. You see the 360, 360 version of Arena is $37 complete on 360. So,
oh, dude, I saw Ultimax for the PS3 for $65. And
okay, so Ultimax. 1 second. Oh yeah. Oh, the 360 version is even more expensive. So it's PS3 version is $60 complete. So the PS3 version is even more expensive. That's probably because there's more demand for the 360 version, the PS3 version than the 360 version.
Well, here's the thing. It's like what we're experiencing right now with Persona 5 Strikers on Switch. Persona 4, the original Persona 4 wasn't on Xbox. Why did they think it was going to sell on it?
Yeah, not wrong.
This is why it also brings the point where all people are like, well, if this was if Strikers is coming, then Persona 5 is coming to Switch. I'm like, don't count on it. I mean it doesn't mean anything. We have Xbox Persona games, and so I wouldn't hold my breath on that one either.
Yep. And there's a bunch of games that would get the sequel and not the first two games. Like, for example, Trails of Cold Steel 3 is on Switch, but not 1 and 2. There's a bunch of them, a bunch of games. That doesn't mean anything. I still feel like it could happen, but the fact that Strikers is coming is not a clue that the regular version is going to come at some point for sure.
Yeah, I mean, anyways, it's $20 on the Xbox store if you want to just buy it digitally.
Oh yeah.
I'd rather have physical games. I love my physical games.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Wait. I want to send you a link here. What? Whoa, holy shit. I think I found a GameStop coffee for $10. I'll send you a link later.
Buy it, goddammit. We have Spencer here says Arena was on Xbox because Arc wanted it to be multi-platform, so that would be on Arc system. I'm not even surprised. I mean, I doubt Atlus were the one to ask to port the game on Xbox. I'm not surprised, but thanks for the info, Spencer. I didn't know that. Cool.
How did the Xbox version sell compared to the PS3 version? Are there numbers anywhere?
Yes, there's numbers. I don't have. I'll try to look them up while you guys can keep talking, but I'll try to look them up.
I am not the biggest fighting game fan. I mean, I love Dragon Ball FighterZ, but I'm not like super good at it or anything. I can't sit down and learn combos.
Okay, I have the sorry to interrupt. I have the Media Create sales chart, 2013. The PS3 version sold over 192,000 units, and the 360 version sold nearly 13,000 copies in 2013.
Oh, that's poop.
After a year. Like, you compared it to Strikers, but Strikers will sell way more than Arena on Switch.
Oh, Catherine. Did Catherine on 360 sell better than Persona 4 Arena?
Let's look
Yeah,
at that.
definitely.
Oh yeah, it
I
did.
wouldn't even doubt it. Yeah, it did.
But
Let's
I'll
go,
check that out.
baby!
Sales.
Catherine's-
Okay. PS3 versions. Top. Okay. Oh my God. Yeah, Catherine was really successful actually. Opening week in Japan, Catherine sold 140,000 copies first week in Japan. So that's very good. 360
Catherine's
version.
Supremacy, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, 360 version sold 21,000 copies, but that's in Japan. So that I would like to have the worldwide numbers though, because Xbox in Japan is a massive flop. Yeah, I don't have the worldwide numbers here, but anyways.
That's interesting. That's interesting to me that Catherine sold more than a Persona game on Xbox. Just saying.
It's a brand new series instead of just some random spin-off.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, definitely. So yeah, honestly, Arena, great games. Great games. If you guys skipped it, like I skipped it, Ultimax, give yourself give the game a shot. Do yourselves a favor. And do you guys did you guys know that Atlus Wada was working with Art System Works actually? I didn't know that either.
I had no idea.
That's also
I always
cool.
thought. I always thought. So, P Studio worked on the story too.
Yep.
You said.
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Like it was P Studio with Wada as the director working with Arc System Works.
See, I was always under the impression that this was an Arc System Works thing through.
Oh, they really collaborated on it, like just basically
Yeah,
like
just
for
like
Strikers. Yeah, exactly, just like
It's not the
Strikers.
same director and everything too, which is why I felt it was a missed opportunity because he worked on Arena, and I was like, why is there not a crossover with this game as well? I wanted to see that. I wanted those Persona 4 characters older. Maybe the next game, there's no doubt in my mind we get Strikers too.
Now, the big question before we move on is, I think I already know David's answer to it. Will there be a Persona 5 Arena?
Nope.
Kira?
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. I think at this point, Arx they're too busy. They have like 3
Yep.
games announced at this point. There's like, when are they gonna get a chance to work on this? And Atlus is busy too. They're working on so many other games right now. Like we have the 2 Shin Megami Tensei games and a bunch of ports and Persona 6 and I don't know what else they're working on. So
I mean, it's crazy because 2 Shin Megami Tensei games releasing, in sequential years, 2021 and 2022.
Okay, next subject. Now, honestly, it's kind of crazy to think about it. Like we're living in a year where we're gonna get 4 Atlus developed games, probably. I'm assuming this is gonna be a 4th game, but I think we're gonna get like I have 4 things that are kind of set. Like I think we're gonna have Nocturne HD and Strikers are a given. That's for sure. SMT5 is like 75% 2021, I'd say. And next
7.5%.
and I say Persona 3 FES on Steam is probably a given for summer as well. So that would be for Atlus if they port FES to Steam internally like they did. That would be 4 Atlus developed games in the same year.
Whenever they leaked the Persona 4 Golden game, the person that leaked it also had Persona 3 FES on Steam as well as a leak rumor. I don't know if you guys remember that.
I completely missed it. What did you say? Sorry.
Whenever the leaker that talked about Persona, you guys remember Persona 4 Golden on Steam?
It was leaked like 2 days before.
I thought that they said it was portable though.
Well, no, he just said Persona 3. He never confirmed whether it was portable or FES. I just assumed it was FES, but it could be portable. I just don't see why port Persona 3 portable, because I don't know. Persona 3 portable has its really big limitations on being portable. That's how I feel about it. Discussion for a different day. But anyway, the leaker had mentioned Persona 3 as a Steam release too.
I'm not a developer, but I know that Persona 3 and 4 are running on the same engine, so FES is running on the same engine as Persona 4, while Portable is a completely different engine, I think. So that would
Let's
probably
not put
require
it in Unity,
more.
though. Let's not put it in Unity.
Well, if they optimize it correctly, Unity is not the problem with Knocked in HD. I mean, it's completely on Atlus.
Laziness.
Yeah.
This is laziness.
Yeah, for sure.
We love them, though. We love them. We love them.
Yeah, but I played Nocturne HD on Switch recently, and they fixed a lot of things. Honestly, it's not as bad as it was when it released.
Yeah.
Just the skill and
new
inheritance
patch really
feature is
fixed,
cool. I didn't experience frame drops, and that's on the Switch version, so I assume the PS4 version is not dropping anymore as well. So I'm not worried, honestly. I can't wait to play it again. But back on the topic at hand, Persona 4, the animation. You guys ready to jump in? Anything else that you want to say for Arena? We're good to go?
We're good to go.
Awesome. So Persona 4, the animation the animation ran from October 2011 to March 2012. 20 episodes, while Golden, the animation ran from July 2014 to September 2014. And I didn't write it, but I think there's 10 episodes for the Golden.
12.
I think 12. Okay, thank you. So for me personally, my experience with it is recent. I watched Persona 4 the animation, started it on Thursday and finished it today. And Golden didn't watch it. So those two guys, I'm sure, will have some things to say about the Golden animation. But Persona 4 the animation, I really liked it. It's recent in my memory. I'm gonna be really honest, it's way better than I expected. Like, my expectations were like, I heard good things for sure, but I was like, it's an anime interpretation of a game. I'm like, it's gonna be all right. I was not expecting it to be trash, but I was not expecting it to be really good, and it's actually really cool. You get to see different sphere and aspects of certain characters that I felt like that was really great. The animations are really good as well. Demicro, I think, mentioned in the chat before that the Golden animations were even better. I don't know if you guys noticed that as well, but that's what he told me. And the animations were great. I was really surprised by how good the soundtrack from the game feels in the game. It feels completely natural. That also surprised me. I was like, there's a lot of music from the Persona 4 soundtrack, and you guys can't hear it, but it's playing in the background right now for the podcast. And those tracks are made for the game. Like, they feel like a video game soundtrack. So I was not expecting those tracks to do so well and to fit so well in the animation, but they really do. So I only have good things to say about the animation personally. I really liked it.
Right on. So I also don't have many bad things to say about the animation. The original animation, I think that this was the first time that I kind of, like you said, the opening. I didn't expect a new opening and a new ending, new music for the anime and everything like that. I really expected them to cut some corners, but I was really surprised with the quality of and the fact that they were able to carry out the story of the game, because it's really hard to get the whole story of Persona 4 into an anime format, because especially when it's only 12 episodes long of 20 minutes each. You're really cutting some corners from one to the other one, but they were able to do a pretty good job with it. I was actually pretty impressed with what they did with the animation. Again, and they not only did they have the entire story, they also added new parts to it and everything unique to the anime. I like that a lot. I was like, the fact that not only do they have the complete story, but additional stuff is fantastic. I think they did a great job.
King?
I can go on all night. How much time we got for Persona 4 the animation? Because I can go at least
Go ahead.
3 hours.
Go. Okay, you can take a few minutes. No, honestly,
Okay,
let's hear it.
Shout out to Persona 4 the animation for giving the main character a personality.
A good one at that.
Yes, it did a lot better job than I don't know if you guys seen the Persona 3 movies and the Persona 5 anime, but I feel like the Persona 4 animation gave so much life towards the main character, something that the others didn't. So, the animation was great. I mean, especially the first series. I'll get to the Golden animation before I go any further, can we do spoilers for this?
Oh yeah,
David?
Probably not.
yeah. We can. It's just, it's old enough.
I just asked the chat.
Yeah. Okay. Spoilers.
Is it okay?
Okay. So, the scene when Nanako's in the hospital on the anime, and she passes away for a little bit before she comes back to life miraculously again. That scene, man, they did that so well in the anime, and I know it's fresh on David's mind as well. Do you remember seeing that recently? What did you think about that scene?
I feel like it's just extremely well done, honestly. Like, the one thing about the whole series is how they were able to create a 20 episodes anime with a 70 to 80 hours games, and the pacing feels perfectly fine for the anime.
Right, that's exactly what I was talking about. Because
That's very
I've seen
impressive.
so much anime, and there is some anime that are 12 episodes. It feels shit. It feels like
Yep.
the pacing is all over the place. It feels rushed. But it feels like they did such a good, smooth transition within the storyline. And I know for sure they cut some corners because they cut some aspects of the story. But again, they added like some additional stuff, like you mentioned the Nanako cutscene, the whole area and everything. They even had like what is it when they go to the was it a beach?
There was a 2-episode arc. There was a 2-part arc during that show that was never in the game. Do you remember those 2 episodes where you got a bunch of summertime jobs to pay for?
Yeah.
That was probably my 2 favorite episodes in the entire series because there's just so much wackiness in it. You get to see you with all these different. They incorporated so many of the optional social link characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like they included the he went fishing to get that old lady's thing back that reminded her of her husband, and you got to see the doctor and everything, and they thought that the doctor was Yu's girlfriend and everything, and that episode was so well done, and you got a lot of Nanako in that as well. She pretty much got her own episode during that when she did the detective love line thing. I absolutely love those 2 episodes.
Definitely.
So that's one of the things where they hit all the major points of the story, all the most important things. But they also added a bunch of fun stuff in there as well, like that 2-episode arc right there. I mean, I know that there was a way for them to incorporate you getting jobs and everything, but the way they did it, I felt just added to the series overall.
Oh yeah,
amazing.
I'm glad you mentioned those 2 episodes because honestly, they were. You give screen time to Nanako, I'm happy. Like, honestly, she's amazing, and she's also amazing in the animation. And that episode was great. Like, when she's playing the role of the detective, she's following you around and stuff. It's great. Definitely one of my favorite parts.
I also like that they added like much more. I wouldn't say depth, but you also see more of the town. Because let's be honest, Persona 4 it shows you very little parts of the town. Like, it makes you feel like it's a really small town. But the animation really has like all these different areas that you get to see and everything. Even Junes, there's like in the game you only see the TV and the table area where they sit. But in the animation, because they go to Junes all the time to hang out and everything, you really see all these different areas of Junes. You kind of get an idea of what it looks like and everything. I just love being able to see different places besides just like the 2 places that you see when you play the game and everything.
And I want to add something on that. Like, the visuals are great, as I mentioned, but it's great to see the same places as well. Like, the new places are dope as well. New angles for those places that we already know. That's also cool. But to see the new animations, to see those things in a new way is great. It's kind of the same thing for a remake. For example, FF7 remake. It was great to explore Midgard because we have the new graphics. We know, oh my god, that's what they wanted to do all those years back. So while watching the animation, it's kind of the same thing. So that's the art that they envisioned in this PS2 game. Like, that was something that I really liked as well. Right at the beginning, when you drop at the gas station, it's like, wow, it looks very different. It's great. I like it.
And you can tell that the voice actors had a good time with the show as well. I mean, and we got to even see Aya from the
Yeah.
As,
Yeah,
from
the
restaurant?
Restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never got to see her in the game because the old man, when you were taking the Mega Beef Bowl challenge and going into the meat dimension, as they kept on saying during the game, he always said that his granddaughter's out or something. You never got to see her. And then in this episode, she was an Uber Eats driver before it was cool. Bro, she had like that, like, dude, she could deliver anywhere. She delivered to them while they were running and everything. Like, she was amazing. She gave so much life. And I think she was actually voiced by Cassandra Lee Morris, who voices Morgana, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
I believe so.
I didn't know that. That's cool. She was great. Cassandra's a great actress. Loved her role in 13 Sentinels as well.
And
Of course, yeah.
Persona
Agreed.
4 the animation is also the thing that gets people mixed up when you mention P4A. They're like, which P4A are you talking about, Arena or the animation?
You're right.
Definitely. No, yeah, Cassandra Lee Morris, she did Tomi in 13 Sentinels. Like, she's great. Yeah, she's great. Her voice is cool.
I still need to play it.
You
I
do.
have it.
And you have it as well? But you're playing Tokyo Mirage Sessions, so you deserve respect for this one.
By the way, play Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Hell yeah.
Don't listen to the
Shout
hate.
out to
Hey,
Tokyo Station.
I got hate because I placed Tokyo Mirage Session in... I think I placed it in B tier in my tier list, or A tier. I'm not sure. I think I put it in B tier. Yeah, B tier.
Oh, really?
And
I
people were
put
like,
a
oh, it's
C,
too
so-
high. And I was like, wow, come on.
Yeah, I think I put a C or no, I think I don't remember what I did, C or D. Actually, let me check real quick. Oh yeah, C. This is my only C tier.
Cassandra Lee Morris.
Yeah, okay.
Cassandra Lee Morris did voice her.
Cool. Oh,
That's what I
wow.
thought.
But it's
cool.
definitely, I can see why it could be a B. It's a good game. I just don't like the idle team. That's my whole thing. It's a great RPG.
Heroes over here. Oh, I don't like idle stuff, so I'm not going to give the game a fair. No, I'm kidding, man.
No. I just the entire story is idle stuff. I can't.
Man,
judge the game.
I love that guy. Bro, you're over here loving Hatsune Miku.
Yeah, Hatsune Miku is a virtual idol, not like a real idol, like in the Japanese media and stuff.
You want to hear
I don't know, and I
something
never. Yeah.
about TMS? I think the combat in TMS is more fun and better than in Royal.
Dude, I'm loving the sessions that you can do. I'm not.
No,
even
that's what
in
I
the
said.
big
I said it's
combos
better. I said the combat in
You
TMS is
can
better
do
than in
some
Royal.
insane combos. Yeah, the sessions combos that you can do.
That's awesome.
It's definitely a mechanic that I want to see on maybe another SMT game or
Hell
another
yeah.
Persona game. It's such a good mechanic. It actually reminds me a lot. It's like a combination between the baton pass and the smirk. Like in like a weird way. You know what I'm talking about, David? The baton pass kind of works like that, but not really.
Yeah.
But the smirk also allows you to do other things.
Yeah.
That it doesn't. To me,
It's like a fusion of both. No pun
Yeah.
intended. It's really addictive. Like Tokyo Mirage Session is like one of the. I was about to say one of the Megaton games, but I'm gonna get hate, so I'm not gonna do that. But it's one of the Atlus games that's like it's extremely fun to grind. Like, it was fun to grind in Tokyo Mirage Session because the combat is so fun. But yes, I understand the complaints, and honestly, most complaints they're valid. Like, yeah, the story is at times it's like, it's okay. The soundtrack's good. For me, it's the combat. It's the combat.
The combat's where it's at, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I wanted to say for. Go ahead. Sorry.
I wanted to mention. I never got to. Are we including the golden animation in this discussion about Persona 4 the animation, or is that going to be its own topic?
No, this is what I was about to ask. If you guys have anything else to say about the animation, if not, I'm ready to move on to golden animation.
Yeah, we can go. We can move to golden. That's fine.
Yeah.
You guys are here
so-
for my audience. I don't have anything to say, unfortunately. But I just want to ask though before. I don't think Golden has a dub, right? Or am I
No.
wrong? It doesn't.
No,
Okay,
it
cool.
does not.
Okay,
It
so
doesn't,
sub
and
only.
It's very clear why. Yeah.
Okay,
So I
go
tried
ahead.
to show the golden animation to my girlfriend because I was like, I want her to play the game because she played Persona 3, but I was like, but at least she can like she loves anime, so I was like, we can definitely just sit down and watch the anime and see if she wants to play the game and everything. So I tried that, but I hadn't watched the golden animation. I watched the original animation, and I saw a trailer. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna check it out. So we sat together and I watched the first like 5 episodes, and I was like, oh shit, This game has like it has no story. I'm sorry, the anime has zero story. Is not. It doesn't have a plot. It's just it's literally just cutscenes of the game made into animated episodes. That's what it is. And I felt really embarrassed when I was showing my girlfriend it because in my mind I'm like, dude, Persona is fucking awesome. I want her to kind of like get into it. And 5 episodes, she's like, I have no idea who any of these characters are. They don't get introduction. Like in fact, like whenever they go to the dungeons, that is completely cut out. Like if you see Rise or Kanji just randomly show up in the next episode, I'm like, oh, that's Kanji, and I'm like explaining the background story. I'm like, why did he just show up? I'm like, I don't know, but this is not how it's supposed to be at all.
So I've actually got all the answers to your concerns right there, Kiro.
Oh, it's not concerned. I'm not watching it again.
The reason why do you know why they did that?
No, what they do that?
So basically, the series is. The Golden Animation is supposed to be treated like a New Game Plus version of the original Persona.
I know that, but still, like, even people that are trying to watch the anime for the first time, like, yeah, good luck knowing who these characters are. There's just absolutely no introduction.
It's definitely meant to be watched after you watch Persona 4.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
It's fun. It has its moments. I don't know how big of a fan. I'm sure we're going to get into talks about Marie when we get to Golden, but I think she was just overly used every single episode during the Golden animation. She is literally thrust into every. Okay, remember the concert at Junes in Persona 4 Golden?
Yeah.
Instead of Rise singing, they got Marie to sing it.
Really?
Yeah. Don't remind me. I'm rolling my eyes as you're mentioning this.
I do not like Marie as a character. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Don't spoil the social link for me, please. I don't know anything about their social link. I skipped it in my first playthrough, and my viewers asked me to do it for this playthrough that we're doing on the channel right now. So just don't spoil the social link to me, please.
No worries. Don't spoil the social link. But
I heard it's pretty good though.
Marie's social link is interesting, but only at the end. Like, if I were to describe it this way, it's like it's nothing until the very end of the game, which I don't know if it's good or just really bad writing. I don't really know which one to say it. I love her character design. I think like whenever they announced her, I was super excited to see more about her. Same with Kasumi and Persona 5 Rojo, which is also why I was so concerned about Kasumi. Whenever they announced her in Rojo, I was like, oh man, we're gonna get another Marie. That was literally my first idea in my head. I was like, because it was heavily marketed. She was so heavily marketed on the trailers and everything. Unfortunately, I guess on the other hand, Kasumi didn't get that much story in like on the first 70 hours of the game.
She's just a side character.
I feel like I'm not going to spoil you, David. Don't worry. But I feel like Marie's presence in the game is so shoehorned in. It is forced beyond belief. I think they did a much better job with Kasumi and Royal than they did with Marie and P4G. Marie was always annoying to me. I did not like her.
Well, I just have to interrupt you real quick to tell Mark that he's wrong. Marie is not better than Kasumi. I am sorry.
No. Here's Marie at my ceiling. I mean, no. Here's Kasumi at my ceiling, and then down in the depths of hell is Marie. In terms of
there's like a big difference in character writing, and I just want to say absolutely no. I don't understand. Sure, there's some good aspects of Marie, and I don't want David, who hasn't finished the social link, just think that she's a bad character. I do think there's some good redeeming qualities for her, but the whole poem thing that going on. Have you seen the poems yet, David?
Yep.
Okay, so you will randomly find these poems through the story when she reads them or whatever. That is just tacky as hell. I have no idea what the fuck that was about. That doesn't show any character development or anything. To me, that's just kind of like...
And the poems make no sense.
Exactly, they don't make any sense. They just feel like...
Dark, brooding forest. I am here. I am nothing. That's basically her poems. in a nutshell right there.
Yeah, I'm like, I have no idea what this. And you know what is interesting is her plotline in her plotline should have been more tied into the story because in order for you to get the golden ending, you need her. She's a must social link for the golden ending, which is what bothers me about this game is how little Atlus tried to actually push her into story line. If you know what I mean, like she's important, but she's not.
But I'm sure we will talk about Marie more, but I just wanted to mention that in Persona 4, the Golden Animation, she is literally in every episode, and she is a central part of the story, except for one episode. There was one episode, there's a Christmas episode. Did you see that one, Kiro?
Oh, that's so good.
Dude, I love the Christmas episode.
I love Christmas episodes.
So the Christmas episode of P4G, it's worth a watch, I feel like.
Yeah,
if you watch anything from that series, you watch that, and you saw the OVA as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
The OVA was really good as well. But I feel like the Christmas episode felt like an episode of the original P4A, and I'm really sad that we never got a dub for it.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know if they didn't expect it to do well because it was supposed to be like this New Game Plus scenario kind of thing. I wonder what the whole deal was about that. I'd be curious if Spencer knows the answer to this as well.
I've actually got the answer from Spencer.
Oh, you got, yeah.
So I'm gonna drop a Spencer Spencer fact right here and take all the credit for it. So the reason why there wasn't a dub was because Aniplex of America didn't feel like they wanted to spend the money on it, because P4A was licensed by the original P4 animation was licensed by another company. Aniplex USA had the rights to P4 the Golden Animation, and just like with Persona 3 movies, they didn't dub them. Which is even weirder to me that 2-3 years later, after Persona 5 the animation releases in Japan, we get a dub of Persona 5 the animation, which is also licensed by Aniplex. So it doesn't make much sense to me. I think they should. I really think, because now Funimation owns the streaming rights for Persona 4 the Golden Animation, I'm hoping and praying by some miracle of God that we get a dub one day. I doubt it's ever going to happen.
I'd rather them skip him than give us a dub like P5. Honestly, because the P5 animation dub is it's pretty average.
I thought the dub was good. The anime itself was but I think the dub made it watchable. I thought the dub was watchable.
Okay, I didn't watch the whole thing,
definitely
so...
not 300. It's not worth $300. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, definitely
None
not.
of your anime will ever be worth $300. I'm sorry, but it's no way. Like Aniplex or whoever. Was that Aniplex?
Yeah, Aniplex.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry, man, but you may not know the fandom enough, but $300 for an anime is a big ask. I'm sorry.
Well, here's the thing. Now recently, Persona 4 the Golden Animation is out of print very recently from, Blu-rays and everything. Now people are trying to sell them on eBay. You thought $300 was crazy? People are selling both of those sets for $500, $600 used.
Hey, I was waiting. The reason why I waited for P4 the animation was because I wanted it physical. But dude, it's crazy. I took note and I looked up on eBay. The cheapest that I was able to find the animation physical, there was a standard Blu-ray edition that was $777, which was the cheapest one, or there was a collector's edition that was $1,000, $57. That's Canadian for the animation. Wow. That's crazy.
That's insane.
Now, which version of that did you say it was? I kind of missed that.
700. That's Amazon Canada though, not eBay. Sorry. Regular Blu-ray was $700, and collector's edition was $1,000. It is like a big box with a lot of.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a nice box, but I don't know if it's worth $500.
Yeah.
Now these babies that I have in my hand are the individual releases right here, and I got them for a sale on eBay a few months ago, $40 a piece, when they usually sell for $120.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
and the quality of it is so beautiful. They did such a great job with both of those series. You could argue about, P4 Gold Animation's bad and everything. It doesn't have a story. It was never really supposed to have a story. It was just supposed to be fun. But you can't deny the animation was pretty good, especially
Golden.
for the
Oh
Gold.
yeah, definitely, 100%. Golden animation was really good. That's one thing that I can praise them for, which is what baffles me. How bad the Persona 5 animation is, especially when you compare it to the Daybreakers OVA they did.
Man, remember the first all-out attack that they did in the Persona 5 animation?
Where did we go wrong?
Bro, we had great value Joker on the screen. It was really embarrassing.
Oh man, I showed I told you she's like a big anime fan, and I was like, you want to watch the Persona 5 anime? And I showed her these three screenshots that I saw. It's like one of Joker, whose glasses look like Coke bottle glasses. And then there's another one where Igor is like standing on the back and his nose is like literally like crooked. He's like looking straight, but the nose was like looking on one side. And we just cracked up. She was like, "Yeah, I kind of want to laugh at it."
But the dub is fun for P5A. I feel like if you watch P5A, definitely watch the dub. I feel like you could tell the voice actors in both P4A and P5A had fun with the roles because they got to goof off a little bit. I mean, Max Middleton as Ryuji says yeet in the Persona 5 anime. You sign me up right there because that's amazing. But honestly, if no one has watched Golden Animation, I say at least watch it. At least watch the Christmas episode and the OVA. They include an extra OVA at the end, David, which Kiro said that he's seen it. But there's an extra OVA. It's like the bad ending of Persona 4. It's the Adachi ending of Persona 4.
Ending. Yeah, that's the best ending, by the way.
It is
It's hard. It's hard to get, but it's good.
Dude, that
I'll watch
is
it.
so dark. Dude, that OVA is so dark. They did such an amazing job with it. I'm really sad we never got a dub.
Huh. Wow. Well, I'll watch it for sure now because, I mean, I enjoyed the first one, the animation. So if you guys said it, Golden is still worth the time. And it's only like 12 episodes, you said, so...
Only 12. If anything, just watch the Christmas episode and the OVA, I feel like.
Alright, cool.
If anything. And just close your eyes when Marie is singing at the Juness concert.
Yeah, well...
I mean, it's not that bad.
Yes, it is that bad.
I don't think it's
That
bad.
is a crime against humanity that happened.
It just took what was meant to be for Rise.
It was meant to be for Rise. That's why it's a crime against humanity that they did that.
I'm not the biggest Rise fan, so...
See, in this house, we sit for Reiji Kujikawa. So.
Alright.
Awesome. Hey guys, I have an idea. Before we move on to the main game and Golden, what do you guys think if we do like half of the question that I have from viewers, and then we come back for the main game? How does that sound?
Bring it on.
Go for
Bring
it.
it on.
Go for it.
Awesome. So I probably missed some questions, and I'm sorry in advance if anyone is watching and I skipped your question. I'm really sorry. I did my best. The first question that I have here, and I didn't read them, by the way. I just copy-pasted everything. So if we have some funny or weird questions, well, should be interesting.
I'm here for it.
Awesome.
They'll get some funny and weird answers.
Hell yeah, definitely. So first question is from Elab, which is from Twitter, and he asked, what do you guys think Atlus changed from the depressing Persona 3 to a happy and cheerful Persona 4? Good question.
I'll let Kira
That was
go
a big change in setting overall.
I'll let Kira go first since Persona 3 is his favorite game.
I think it must have been something as far as like I wouldn't say a complaint, but maybe something like an observation in like how depressing the game out was, and maybe they were like, we probably need something that is gonna be like more lighthearted. And that's what I love about Persona 4 Golden, because if there's one game that I wanna like play and replay and it's gonna have a good time, I know Persona 4 Golden is gonna always give me a good laugh. at any point in the game is always gonna make me laugh. Which is even one thing that I was almost like I want to say a letdown, or something that I kind of got me a little sad on Persona 5. It's missing a lot of these fun school moments. Like Persona 4 Golden just had all the fun. They had the beach trip, and they had like the other times where you just riding around the moped, or like whenever they're buying the motorcycles and then trying to hook up with the girls and stuff like that. That's fucking hilarious. I love all those moments, and it kind of got me sad that Persona 5 didn't have enough of those kind of good moments. I feel like Persona 4 Golden sits in a special spot. Like Persona 1 and 2 are pretty depressing in and of itself. Like Persona 3 may be dark, but Persona 1 and 2 are pretty dark as well. So Persona 4 Golden is like such a breath of fresh air, just kind of like how fun and enjoying it is. But at the same time, it's a murder mystery. Like it's legitimately people are dying, and I was like, how can you manage having such a fun time and at the same time people are literally getting murdered within like an hour of the game? That's crazy. And it's really genius. They did it in a really good way.
Oh, definitely. I agree 100% with what you said. For me, honestly, the Persona 3 transition to Persona 4, I played them in that order. Persona 3 first, and then Persona 4 was kind of like a Twilight Princess to a Skyward Sword to me. It's like everything's dark. Dark story in general. Everything's very dark, and then you jump into something bright and happiness, and everything's like in more positive vibe surrounding the game. But what were you about to say, King?
Now, there are some happy moments in Persona 3 and stuff, but all in all, it's pretty much very, like, you see a bunch of high school kids aiming a gun at their heads and pulling the trigger all the time throughout the entire game. I mean, it's pretty damn depressing. I feel like Persona 4 is like the straight antithesis of Persona 3. It's everything it's not. It's upbeat, it's fun, you can control your party members.
Oh man,
that's something important.
I love how they went back and fixed that in Persona 4, Persona 3
Portable. Yeah,
such a big thing, and they just went back and fixed it.
But the director of Persona 3 said he wanted to make each character feel different, and you didn't want the same experience with everybody. So if you're about to beat a boss and Miss Suru wants to cast Maren Karen to fuck you over, she'll do that. It's Persona 3 is everything. Maybe they wanted to go into a way different direction.
Yeah.
And just coming off that release, Persona 4 didn't release too far after Persona 3.
No, definitely not. So yeah.
At all. Like we got them within how many years of each other?
3
years?
3, I think.
Maybe.
In the West? Yeah.
Maybe.
Not more.
At most.
No, that was a big change. Positive overall, in my opinion, but hey, that's debatable. Cool. So great question. Thank you, Elab. We'll head right into the next one since, as I mentioned, we have a few. We have Netted Smooja from Twitter. Sorry if I destroyed the name. I'm not going to be able to answer this one, though. So that's going to be on you, King and Kuro, if possible, if you guys remember, but I don't. What's your opinion on the Elizabeth storyline in Arena? I don't remember.
Fantastic! I loved it. This is just literally one of the best part of the game. So kind of to give you guys a little kind of like, if you haven't played the game, Elizabeth is trying to bring main protagonist from Persona 3 back. That's her storyline, and it's kind of like explaining what happened to him, and like her trying to rescue him back from where he's at. So I love the whole thing. Like this is a huge tease because the game ends in a big kind of like, what's gonna happen next in this storyline, and they never touch back again. I'm like, I need more of that. Like I need another game. This is why a lot of people are asking for Persona 5 Arena, because of that particular storyline.
Hell yeah, nice. King?
I mean, what he said everything I was gonna say. I mean, I think it was a nice touch. I'm kind of glad they didn't bring the Persona 3 protagonist back. Even if it's just for like a shot. In Persona 3 The Answer, where you fight like a shadow. I don't even remember what version of Persona 3 protagonist you fight, but you fight him in some aspect. I'm glad that they didn't go for that in Persona 4 Arena. But I thought her story was very well done. I think it would be interesting if they could, make a sequel to. I'm not saying Persona 5 Arena, but make a sequel to like Elizabeth's story at some points. Maybe we'll get something like that during the 25th anniversary of Persona. You never know what might happen. I doubt it, but I mean,
I want an insane crossover. Get all the characters from all the different games. The Persona 3 main cast is my age, so I'm like, I
knowing our luck though, they would just get the P5 cast for P5 Arena.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Because they would have to continue. I think that they would at least have to continue Elizabeth's story.
Again, I don't personally remember it, so all this talk, man, I kind of want to go back to Arena.
I think a bunch of it. I think the reason why you don't remember a lot of it was because wasn't most of that done in Ultimax or am I tripping?
Ultimax had most of that storyline.
Yeah. Here we go. Okay, that's probably why.
Yeah, okay. Ultimax had a lot of Persona 3 in it. Yeah, it was probably more Persona 3 than Persona 4.
Okay.
Oh yeah, dude, it had the Dark Hour in it.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole story was revolved around the Dark Hour.
Like a combination between the Dark Hour and the TV. And Babina channel.
Cool. Great question. Thank you. Next one is from Discord. My dude Kebab Senpai. He asked, that's a cool question as well. What from Persona 4 stuck with you through all these years? So, very general question. It can be anything. One thing.
The music. Definitely.
The music is still in my daily life, so...
That doesn't take away from the amazing characters. Nanako is my favorite Persona character in anything, but the music is just that damn good. It's gotten played so much since I own all the album over there. Except I'm about to get the P4 animation album as well on CD.
Hold on. Did you own the PlayStation 2 game too?
Yeah. It only comes with one disc.
Yeah, no, it comes with an album as well.
Yeah, I know. It only includes disc 1 of the album. So you're missing half the songs.
Yeah. I bought the second part.
So before it ever came to Spotify, I listened to it on a daily basis, on my phone and stuff because I rep the CDs. But now it's actually playing on my daily drive in the morning. The daily drive is something like your most played songs in a playlist on your morning commute. I hear Snowflake's remix almost every single morning on that damn thing.
Oh my god, dude, it's crazy that you just mentioned this song because it's playing right now.
Oh my god!
Hey, what are the chances? That's crazy.
Wait, hold on. I'm about to turn on that volume right quick. I'm gonna listen to that in the background.
For me personally, one thing would be it expanded my horizons when it comes to like RPG gaming with Persona 4. Again, I played 3 before. Unlike Yukiro, I'm not the biggest Persona 3 fan. Personally, I liked it, and it made me play 4. I really fell in love with the series with SMT4 personally, but Persona 4 did a lot for me, like in that aspect still. I really liked it. Great game, and honestly, I'm playing through Golden at the moment because I thought it would be a great game for me to start streaming on the channel. But I found myself having a lot more fun than I thought I would with it. So it is a very good game overall. Just the gaming experience is what stuck with me.
Glad to hear. For me, let's see. I think the thing that I love the most about this game is the genuine friendship that you see between the characters. I feel like I keep bringing up Persona 5 because I expected that to kind of be a team, because they're, but I felt like none of the friendships rival like what you feel for Persona 4, like in general. I felt like the cast is just so natural with each other and everything, and I just love them. Like the cast itself is just whenever I saw them again in Persona 4 Arena, or even in Persona 4, the Persona Q game. I was like, man, it's such a nice touch to see them again. Like that was like my thought. I was like, every time that I see the cast, I get happy to see them again.
Hell yeah! I would say honestly, the best cast of characters for individual characters I think would be P3, but the best interactions between the characters it has to go through 4, definitely, for all the reasons that you mentioned.
Oh yeah, definitely. Persona 4 has something that No, like Persona 3, none of the people are friends with each other. Hardly. I mean, Akihiko and God, what's his name? Shinji are friends.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they're best friends. Persona 4, they are your friends. Like, and because of that, there's so much chemistry between all the characters, and you have all, especially I feel like in the animation as well.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you get a lot more of,
Yeah.
you know, the love and interaction between the characters. And I heard that's a thing for the manga, as well. The P4 manga, you get a lot of that as well. So
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Chemistry. The Persona 4 cast has so much good chemistry together, which is because Persona 3 has a really good cast of individual characters. Like each of them have like these really deep storylines. Like each of them deal with a different type of depression. But Persona 4, the characters like work so well with each other. Like I love Yosuke. He's my best friend. I feel like in a sense, like he will be like my ideal best friend, like your buddy that is always there supporting you and being there with you and everything. I just love the cast. It's just fantastic.
I will say Persona 3 has a better mascot.
Oh, 100%. F Teddy.
Yeah, Teddy, as to me, doesn't exist. The story can exist without Teddy. I feel like they just went into the TV world. They found an invisible being there.
Okay. It didn't make sense before you explained it, but okay, I guess it's fair now. Great. Cool. Next question is from Sai C from Twitter. And the question is, what's your opinion on the possibility that Persona 4 was originally going to have a darker story and different killer? I didn't know that, personally. I don't know where this information is coming from.
I never heard of that before, actually. And again, I followed Persona 4 since it released. I never heard of that before.
Yeah, same. It's probably like, I don't know. Maybe it didn't reach the mainstream audience, those theories and stuff. King, did you hear anything about that, or?
What if Nanako was the killer?
I don't think that's what he's talking about. That would be very, very, very.
That would just be bizarre.
Controversial. Yeah.
I'm sure that there was a different, but stories change all the time. I don't know if you've played The Last of Us before, but there was a totally different story than it was supposed to be in the beginning, with who the main antagonist was supposed to be and everything in the original game. I think that's what happened here. So every story changes. Every story starts off darker, I'm sure, or every story starts off lighter. But like I said, it's probably that they wanted it to be the antithesis of Persona 3. They wanted it to be lighthearted, fun. I don't think the game would have worked as well if they would have tried to repeat Persona 3's story, which I think Persona 3 has the best story in the entire franchise.
Okay, so I found this theory back in Reddit 7 years ago. So Ryotaro Dojima was supposed to be the original killer. And
Really?
it was the backstory was supposed to be around his wife. Like it was supposed to be like the trigger why he went into.
I have never
that is
heard of
really
that.
interesting.
Wait, did you say he would have killed his wife?
No, like that triggered him to be the killer. That's the motive, kind of like I think the
That's
person
better.
that he killed was the killer of his wife, and kind of like trigger him to that kind of stuff.
Well, instead he started drinking alcohol and became an alcoholic, so that
And
proves
she
beer
father,
saved the day. Beer saved the day.
I have something interesting in the chat that I want to bring up. Your friendly kebab says, in P3 the interactions feel more real because they get angry at each other, they're jealous, they mock each other, they're not always happy and don't always get along like in 4.
Oh, that's like what I said earlier.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to be your friends. You can't even control them.
Yeah.
Of course, and one of the cool mechanics about one of the shitty mechanics in Persona 3 is in the you know how Junpei literally tells you he will listen to your instructions because he doesn't believe you're the leader. Literally, when you're playing throughout the first like 2-3 dungeons, he will disobey you. For example, when you do commands, for example, as a support, he won't do support. He will do whatever he wants, and that's the mechanic of the game. He's doing whatever he wants because he doesn't believe you are the leader. Well, that's a pretty cool mechanic. Actually, I like that. Although it got me killed so many times. I think I was so frustrated playing that. I'm like, man, I love the mechanic, but it still pisses me off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the realism on Persona 3. Definitely did a lot for the game.
Oh yeah, definitely. Honestly, I agree with that take that you just brought up, but I don't feel like it's I don't think it's a knock against B4. Like it works in the context of B4. I feel like I never felt while playing that they were too friendly or they were lacking some more negative interactions, if I can say it that way. I felt like it worked personally. So I never.
Yeah, because then again, it also gets too annoying. Like for example, in Persona 5, there's a constant bickering between Morgana and Ryuji, and it almost feels like both of them are just being complete assholes towards each other. So like I see that, but it's also like really annoying when it's a constant thing. Like I said, I remember Morgana, and that was like the whole thing where Morgana leaves because Ryuji's been an asshole to the cat and everything. And I'm like, it's just annoying. I don't like this too much. I guess there's a good balance between that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Great question. The next one's gonna spark some interesting discussion for sure. Questions from Yo-O from Twitter, and he asks 3 questions in one. So let's try to. We're gonna have a lot to say, but let's try to keep it short. First question: best girl, who?
Naoto.
Let's hear it.
Chie.
Naoto.
No, Chie.
Risei.
Bro. Oh shit! Oh shit! We got a triple threat match. Someone get a referee out here right quick.
Oh man, we're about to.
But let's hear it in the chat. We're not gonna debate, but in the chat, best girl, who is it? All right, great question.
It's
cool.
Not Marie.
It's not Marie. Well, actually, VC likes Marie a lot. So he's not here, but I know VC adores Marie.
I fought with him on that tier list.
Oh yeah, I know, I know, dude. He wanted to put her in CT. He wanted to put her in ST or so. That was a great video, by the way. Liked it. I liked it. Very funny.
Oh yeah, we had a lot of fun with that.
That was really fun. That was a great video.
Yeah, definitely.
I think an underappreciated character, an underappreciated waifu, is definitely Yukiko. She was actually the first character I did a romance social link with.
Looking back on her though,
link is not bad.
It isn't.
It's not bad.
Really?
It isn't, but she's a bit bland. Looking back on it, on her.
It's like, super bland. We
don't have
to go back to it. Let's establish it right now.
Yeah, her design's cool.
She's bland as hell.
Yeah.
Storyline wise, she's just meh.
It's not a bad social link. In fact, I might say it's a little better than Chie's.
Oh no, it's definitely because Yukiko is more human than Chie. Yukiko is really selfish. Her entire storyline is coming in terms with her not being able to run away so she can live her own life. That's really her storyline, and that's relatable as hell. Like one of the more relatable storylines, I think. She just is just sad. You know, like she's stuck in a position where she just can't leave. I don't get it. I like her storyline. What's up?
VC's here, actually. So, VC boy, you gotta let us know why Marie is that high up on your list. We were just talking about that. Yeah, you arrived at the right time.
Naoto.
Hey, also Faz in the chat. Bible release 2022. Let's go, baby.
1 sec.
Faz. Best girl. Come on.
I just want to ask a question in the chat real quick.
What's sad is that no one has even mentioned Margaret.
Margaret's she's fine. Yeah, she is.
She's not Elizabeth.
Yeah,
not Elizabeth.
Yeah, definitely she can get it. Oh man,
she's a MILF. That's what it is.
Yeah, for real. Okay, enough waifu talk though. I know we can spend a lot of time on that, but hey, but the 3 of his questions are amazing. So the next one, and I'm gonna read it. I copy pasted it, so I'm gonna read it the way that he said it. He said it. Okay, he said, "Is Persona 4 really the worst one in the franchise?" But no one says that. No one says that 4 is the worst. He says, "Is Persona 4 really the worst one in the franchise?" No one
No,
says Force
Persona
the
1
worst one.
is the worst one
Well,
in the series.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, Val, man, yeah.
My ranking's
Yeah,
controversial as
like-
hell, though. My ranking of all the Persona games got a bunch of comments that people called me crazy. My ranking goes 1, 3, 4, 2, 5.
See, I can
Silence.
See, I have two rankings. I have two rankings. I have a story ranking and a gameplay ranking.
Cool,
Right.
fair.
Because it's really hard to judge Persona 2 by its gameplay. Because personally speaking, Persona 2 has the worst gameplay. Persona 1 has better than gameplay in Persona 2, slightly, not better, not much better. And then you have obviously 3, 4, and 5 in that succession. It became better over time. But then storyline Persona 2 is just too good to kind of be so low. But you can't judge Persona 2 just based on its own gameplay. Like I said, the storyline is just too good, especially when you get to the second part of the game and you just go like mind blowing. I say Persona 2 easily has the best storyline, but no, Persona 4 she'll sit right in the middle. I think for anybody, like it's either good or like like on the higher. It shouldn't be low. I don't think it's the worst game.
To me,
Definitely
Persona
not.
4 is like an injection of serotonin right into your body. Like the whole story, they improved upon the gameplay of 3. I will say, and this is going to make me sound like a casual, and I really don't give a shit. Persona 5 has the best gameplay in the series. Let's
Absolutely.
not.
Yeah, that's not
let's not
debatable
joke
either.
around. You could say as much as they have easy difficulty, safety difficulty. They made the battle so easy, bro. The gameplay. Without that gameplay, I wouldn't have gotten into the series. It's great for beginners, and it's also very deep. I don't care what anyone says. You can play
that's
however
fair.
you want.
That's fair.
You can
For
play
real.
however you want.
Yeah.
But in terms of that, yes, that it's top of the list gameplay wise, character wise, and story wise. Persona 4 is at the top of my list. It is not the worst Persona game when Persona 1 exists.
You opened the door perfectly for his next question for me to jump into. Does it have the best soundtrack though?
Yes.
Okay.
Persona 4.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man, this is hard for me.
It
I
is
can't say yes.
extremely
And
hard.
it's a tricky it's a tricky question too, because do you include even like the dancing sound?
No, that's no. Just
No.
P4. If you include the spin-offs, definitely.
I
Yeah.
would say you can include Golden, but
Yeah.
not spin-offs.
Yeah. If you
And-
include
it's like
spin-offs,
you can
it's the
include
best
Roller.
one. Yeah.
Right.
It's too hard. Music is too hard. There's all the games are amazing except Persona PSP.
I will say this: the first time you hear the songs in Persona 5, I think the one song that stood out to me, and I still listen to regularly, is "Winds of Fate." But other than that, I felt like the songs got a little, I wouldn't say stale, but I definitely didn't have that experience that I heard, like hearing them for the first time.
The problem is this: the last surprise plays too often in vanilla
Agreed.
Persona 5, which is in Persona 4, Persona 3 and Persona 4. They have unique song music for specific moments of the game. Persona 5 didn't really have like Rivers of the Desert and what is the other song they play? I don't remember that other song.
"Winds of
It's
Fate" is
just-
such a good song too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was fantastic. Hands down, one of the best songs on Persona. But I feel like Persona 5 had less memorable songs in the long run when it comes to like battle songs and everything like that. For example, Shin Megami Tensei 4, every single battle song that they have is a banger. 100%. I
Definitely.
don't care what you say. Shin Megami Tensei 4 has
Facts.
easily. Like you cannot even. I won't even. I will debate you.
Right? He'll fist fight somebody about that.
SMT.
Too good.
It is that good. I mean, it's top tier for real. But I can't
Yeah,
rank
but
the
then-
I honestly can't rank the soundtracks. It's way too hard. It is way too hard.
We will not get Lotus Juice off the mic, Techno Flops. Lotus Juice is amazing.
Oh,
Juice
amazing!
is so good, and that makes me want to rank Persona 3 a little bit higher on that because I love rap and I like his music too. But I'm like, but in the other games and everything, it's just so hard. I like you said, it's almost impossible to kind of like, which one's better? I don't know. I haven't made that video yet. For
I'm
that
a
same reason.
I'm a big hip hop and rap music fan as well, but Lotus
Bro,
Juice is.
you like Logic, don't you?
Dude, you
like,
listen to
ew.
Drake. You listen
Hey,
to
Logic's
Drake. You
good.
don't. Please stop. Please stop.
Logic's good. What?
This get out of here,
Dude,
2022 boy.
Logic was good 4 years ago. Logic
Yeah,
was good,
it-
under pressure.
His last album wasn't bad. But that's
No,
off topic. That's off topic.
we're now completely talking about.
Nah, but
this is what happened. So
But
I mean-
I will say, Persona 4 has more memorable tracks. I mean, Last Surprise is great. I listen to the Scramble remix more than anything of Last Surprise because I just got. It's not saying that the song's bad. It's just, oh my god, it's like it gets a little stale over time. Whereas I feel like the Persona 4 soundtrack has stuck with me so much. It's just so catchy. It's so easy to listen to. It's great for any environment. I feel like I even put on some Persona 4 tracks at work sometimes to kind of disguise them as regular songs on my work playlist, and people are popping their heads to it. Like, it's so good. It's so good.
It is really good. It is really good. Okay, let's move on because again we have a bunch of questions.
And yes, the Junes theme is amazing, by the way.
Yeah,
Junes.
I love the remix that they did on the Persona 5 arcade
Whoa.
thing.
Yes.
The Junes team is not better than any market team. The black market team in SMT4 is straight fire.
Oh yeah, fantastic!
It is.
It's so iconic too. Every time that I see, I don't even have to listen to the song.
Yeah.
As soon as I see a screenshot of it,
Yeah,
the
you hear
music
it.
start playing in my
Yeah,
ear.
yeah, definitely. Okay, next question is from my boy Marcos from Discord. You're not here right now, but I know that you're listening the playback. So here's your question, boy. What do you guys think about P4 as an introduction to the franchise? Also, that's a two-section question. Which one of you guys think? Oh no, he says, which is a better introduction, 4 or 5? And to that, I was already on a debate before about that, and I strongly feel like 4 is a better place to start than 5, personally.
That's a weird. I wouldn't say it's a weird question. It's a hard question to answer, especially now since
Both are
Golden
great.
has released on Steam. Yeah. But now that Golden has released on Steam, that kind of sparks the interest. It's like now people are wanting all these Persona games on. Who would have guessed that it would have sold if you ported it on the other systems? But
That's crazy.
I know.
That's crazy. But
Well,
honestly,
I think-
both
I
games
think
are a
Persona
good place to
4
start.
Golden It's a good place to start. The thing is, to me, and I feel like a lot of people are like me, I'm judgy when it comes to the UI. And when you go and look at the beautiful Persona 5 UI, the way that it looks, the HD characters, and then you go back and look at the PlayStation 2 characters, it looks really jarring. But for example, I was playing Persona 4 Golden on 4K with like max settings ultra. I had to lower it down because it looked really ugly. I was like, oh man, there's some of these character models look super bizarre.
Oh yeah, man. It is a PS2 game.
Yeah.
And through.
Yeah.
But,
so
but here's the thing, I feel like it doesn't need a remake. I think it's fine. It has that
I don't know.
charm to it.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
It has a charm.
Totally agree, but I mean, like, if I were to say which one is a good place to start, it's probably between 3 and 4 for me. That way you can go back a little bit to Persona 1 and 2 and be like, oh, okay. And then you go to Persona 5, you're like, damn, there is a change.
But here's the thing.
3, not 3. 3 is rough to get into first, I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like you're gonna
But
enjoy
3
3 more if you played 4 before. Just because
Yeah, I can see that, yeah.
because
Definitely.
you know the mechanics. It's more beginner friendly with 4 or even 5 than 3.
Oh, definitely. I think Persona 4 is also much easier than Persona 3.
I think
Not
that,
knocked, by the way, on easiness level. I don't
Yeah, no,
care
for
about
sure.
that, but some people care about how hard or difficult the games are. For beginners, Persona 4 Golden is like a much easier entry game.
I just want to say, if you want a hard game, turn on the hard difficulty.
It doesn't work like that.
We had this discussion the other day, and David.
In the Discord, it went crazy. My guys in the Discord server, dude, Kuro, what you just said, they would go to war with you over what you just said. Like, all about the difficulty modes. For them, it's like, if you play easy, you're an a-hole. If you play normal, you're an a-hole. You gotta play the hardest thing, and their options are a bad thing. That's their opinion. If there's an easy mode, no, it's bad. It has to be as hard as possible with no options. But I strongly disagree. But every single time that I say that Nocturne with an easy mode is a good thing, they insult me every time.
You are 100% correct, and it kind of goes into my thing with what's the best place to start? What's the best game to start with? For me, it was Persona 5 because I think it's the most accessible. It was my first JRPG. I think it's the most accessible JRPG. I got to understanding its mechanics. It's not that I didn't use Persona Fusion or anything. I mean, I think now, like you said, the graphics do take a bit of a downgrade if you play 5 first, which is what I did. But I was prepared for that. I already knew that in my head. That these other two games are PS2 games. Mm-hmm. They're going to look worse, but this is more accessible. I feel like it's a much more accessible game. It even has a safety difficulty for people that want to just enjoy the story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know, like, that's one thing that I will give them props. I never thought that difficulty should be like a big or a bad thing. But that being said, there is a balance issue with Persona 5 Royal with merciless level, and that's where I'm kind of like, yeah, but it's not the hardest difficulty. But yeah, good place to start. I think Golden is a good place to start.
I say this: Yakuza Like a Dragon didn't have a difficulty setting. I struggled with it for a while. I can tell you that. Right. I struggled. For a little bit, when I had to start grinding.
I think there was two hard fights in the game. Yeah. There was Majima and there was Kiryu. But even then, I think like Kiryu I beat like 3rd try and Majima like 2nd try or something.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty easy personally. But I do all the side stuff though. I do all in the Yakuza games. I always do all the side quests and mini games and stuff. So I do have like lots of money and good equipment every time. So that's probably the reason why it was easier for me, I think.
Yeah.
But
interesting.
It goes to my point. Make games more accessible. Put difficulty settings on there. It's if you want your game to succeed.
Well, the whole thing is, I mean, I don't know if that's debatable. Dark Souls never had a difficulty setting, and that doesn't stop millions of players to buying those games. And then I'm a fan of the games. I don't think they're really hard. They're hard as balls, but I don't think they're impossible either. You know, like it's just like everything. It just takes time and practice. Mm-hmm. Like the first time that I played Shin Megami Tensei 4, I dropped the game. I was like, I was in the first like 3 hours of the game. I was super annoyed that I kept dying, and I was like, man, fuck this game. But I would,
dude, I swear, SMT4 once you know what you're doing is not even hard. Not even hard. Yeah, exactly. I replayed it this. Okay, yeah, it's my 4th playthrough, but like I replayed it this year, and it's like, I died like once on Medusa. That's pretty much it. Like it's not hard when you know what you're doing. Dude, but for a newcomer, it's unforgiving.
It's really unforgiving. And one thing that I will say is Shin Megami Tensei 4 is cheap at times though. There are like, for example, sometimes you won't get initiative even when you smack the evil, what the fuck, demon. Whenever you smack the demon and everything, you still don't get first dibs even though you hit them and everything.
Yeah,
that pisses me off. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, the game has some cheap shots at times when it's a boss battle sometimes and they start and they'll just like wipe out your party before you even
before you do anything. Yeah,
I was like, that is cheap as hell. That happened to me with the Minotaur twice. The first 2 times I was like, I wasn't even doing anything. I didn't even start fighting him before he just like wiped out my party. I was like, what the fuck?
I think the reason why I don't think it's that bad is because I replayed a bunch of other SMT games before I played 4 for the 4th time this year. Like I played Digital Devil Saga, I played Devil Survivor, and played a lot of Soul Hackers. I played a bunch of them, and like in Soul Hackers, you had like that Raido fight is terrible. Belder in Devil Survivor is crazy hard as well. Like when you play all those games and you go back to SMT4 after, like SMT4 is child's play. But hey, that's that's a whole other topic.
All I'm saying is normalize it being okay to play easy on JRPGs.
Yeah, I thought
it's
we
okay.
probably should move on to the next question. Though we stuck at this question for some time.
Great question though. I'll stop with the questions. We'll go back to them later. Let's talk about Persona 4, the main game. That's where we're at now. Persona 4 released on PlayStation 2 in July 2008. Pretty late in the PS2 lifespan, actually. The 360 was already out for a while, so the game was re-released as an enhanced version on the PlayStation Vita, Persona 4 Golden. That was June 2012. Golden was also re-released on Steam for sure. Of course, it happened just a few months ago, June 2020. So great re-release, by the way. I'm playing through it at the moment. From what I got at the beginning, King, you didn't play the PS2 version, right? But you played Golden on Vita.
Correct. I did not play the PS2 version.
Okay, cool. Honestly, I don't think there's a reason to go back to it. Like I
agree. 100% agree.
I feel like it's not necessary. So you're not missing out.
Even if me thinking Marie is one of the worst characters in anything ever, there's still no reason to go back and play vanilla Persona. It's like going back and playing. There's no point in going back and playing vanilla Persona 5 or vanilla Persona 3.
100%. Although there's some crazy people out there that will argue that Persona 5 vanilla is better.
Well, difficulty-wise, yeah, it's more fun because Royal on normal, like for real, when I replay Royal,
I agree. Balance is definitely an issue.
Yeah, when I replay Royal, I'm gonna play it on hard mode, and I normally don't play my games on hard mode. I always go normal, but Royal on normal I was lacking the challenge. It's like you can almost auto attack every boss. Like it's really easy. It is really easy.
Oh, especially like half the way through the game when you get Ryuji to level 10 and you don't even start battle anymore. You know what I'm talking about? Ryuji's level 10 allows you to skip the battle and just get the XP and items.
Oh yeah, dude, I grinded in Memento so easily. I got to level 99 and nothing.
The crazy thing is, I didn't even grind at that point. By the time that I was in Shiro's Palace, I wasn't starting battles anymore. It was just triggering the that stuff, and I was just like I was getting just so much XP and everything. It was crazy. It's such an easy game,
bro. VC, come find me and fight me about it, man. We will throw hands about Marie.
Oh, we're still arguing about Marie?
Honestly, I have my money on VC. I know at least he's a 2021 boy, so.
see, that's where he made a mistake.
So yeah, I mean, with the questions, we kind of went over Persona 4, but honestly, Persona 4 the game is just an amazing experience overall. It aged very well, like surprisingly well. Replaying it on Steam, it's very good.
What about?
I agree.
I think there's one topic we should talk about as what separates original Persona 4 from Persona 4 Golden. Chie's voice actor had a dramatic shift from original Persona 4 into Golden. I can't remember the name of the P4, the vanilla P4 actress off the top of my head, but Erin Fitzgerald took over after the original, and she did the all the spin-offs as well. I wanted to get your guys' opinion on that. Which Chie did you like better?
Honestly, go ahead, David. Go ahead.
I don't necessarily have an opinion on the matter because I don't remember the first voice actress for Chie, but Erin did a fantastic job on Golden though.
Yeah, I think I see on the same spot. I never been one to like complain about voice actors and everything. I always kind of like you know, like as long as they sound good and they don't sound too off from the character, I'm fine with them. And I think that this one it just fits so well. I think I actually like almost like the voice actress did such a good emotive Chie, you know, like the Trial of the Dragon whole thing is
right. If you go back and listen to the original voice actor, it's really jarring because I think Aaron is Chie. She fits her personality fits her so well. I feel like I think not to say that the first voice actress did a bad job, but I think she embodies Chie a lot more.
Yeah,
Aaron.
I can see that.
Definitely.
I can see that.
Feels completely natural, especially in the animation.
Oh yeah,
She's
definitely.
amazing.
She and Aaron gets a lot more time to shine in the animation as well, doing different things.
I found
especially with Yosuke.
Yeah, for real. I found myself really like enjoying Chie's character way more after watching the animation than just the game. Personally, I just feel like they expanded on her, Chie and Kanji both. I feel like after watching the animation, I enjoyed those two characters way more than I enjoyed them before with just my playthrough of the games.
Well, I feel like in anime you get to explore people more. It's like in a game, like you're pretty much stuck to either you do the main story for the character or you do the optional side stories. I feel like you get a lot more. They have to characterize them more in the anime to make you feel for them. It's like they're going to be in the story in the game, but they don't really go that deep into the game unless you do their optional stories. Whereas in the anime, they added all that stuff in. So
Yeah, I also really want them. Like one of the biggest things that I want for the next Persona game, whatever Persona 6 may be, it's the fact that I want them to kind of incorporate more animations and voice acting to the actual social links, to the whatever they call them, social links or confidants. Because that's one thing that I loved about the oh man, what is it? The Like a Dragon game. The drinking games are always acted, and they even have cutscenes and everything to them as well.
Yep.
Which is like I loved all that. I was like, this is like a better version than the social links from Persona. And like 100%, like everything they did for them was like super cool. I also had like a hint of humor to obviously the Yakuza humor, but at the same time it's like serious and you get to learn about them. I like how they mention like story parts of the game. Which is my favorite part whenever they bring up certain things you just played. I'm like, hell yeah! Like I love how they're relating to all that, but at the same time they're having its own story. They're on the other case, the social links almost feel like a separate, completely storyline, and they almost feel like a disconnect between the character. And that's something that the anime was able to do better, because he shows more of the friendly side of Chie or Kanji or any of these characters, because you get to spend time with them without having to chore the social link through them or anything like that, which is honestly
you don't have to experience it like a visual novel. Basically.
Exactly, yeah, and it really damages that whole thing.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's a question that fits perfectly well with our discussion about Persona 4 here. A question from the homie Devil May Pie that he asked this question on Discord, and he asked us 2 questions actually. Top 3 favorite Persona 4 characters. Let's answer that one first because it's a big one.
Okay.
That is a hard question to answer.
Jesus. Okay.
Are we coming up with a list together, or are we having our own separate lists?
I think we're gonna have to do our separate. Yeah, I think that's gonna be easier. Personally, I think I would have on the top of my head, without too much thought put into it, I would say. Well, looking at Persona 4 as a whole, not just the game, I'd say you, Nanako, and Adachi. Yeah.
I can respect that.
I think I'm literally gonna copy paste you, David. Those are exactly what I was thinking about. Oh, those 3 are gonna be mine as well.
Cool.
So definitely Nanako is top for me. I love Nanako so much. She's such a strong character. I think she deserves a spot in everyone's list for number 1.
Easily.
Chie for me is up there, and Adachi.
Nice. Hey, we're close. We're close. Nice.
We're really close, yeah.
Now, are we gonna?
A very big shout out goes to Dojima, by the way.
Yeah.
I love Dojima's character.
Yeah, for real, definitely.
Definitely.
Which battle team do we prefer? Reach Out to the Truth or Time to Make History?
Reach out to the truth.
Yeah, I agree. Reach out.
Yeah. All right. Hey, that was easier than expected. Cool. Be a Wolf from Discord. Vanilla or golden? We answered that before. That's
golden.
It's golden. Yeah.
No, to play vanilla.
Awesome.
Unless you absolutely hate the different voice actors.
Yeah. Now, that next question, no. My answer is no. I had no clue. Question from Nikel Sons from Twitter, and he asks, did you know that leftover codes from Persona 4 Arena had suggested that Joker of P5 was considered to appear? I didn't know that, and I think that's kind of weird considering that the game released in 2012.
I switched microphones when you said that.
No problem. He says, did you know that leftover codes from Persona 4 Arena had suggested that Joker from Persona 5 was considered to appear?
There's literally audio in the Persona 4 Arena files that say Persona 5 protagonist or something, I believe. I don't think they specifically say Joker, but I think they say something about Persona 5 protagonist.
Right on.
I could be wrong.
It makes sense. It 100% makes sense. They did the same thing with Vincent. I'm using quotations here because it's not supposed to be Vincent in Persona 3 Portable.
That's stupid, though. I have a problem with that. Like, come on, don't tell me it wasn't Vincent. It's Vincent.
Yeah, I think there's an issue here, and the issue here is fans always want to make everything canon or non-canon, or because it's a continuity thing. I think they were like, oh, it's not Vincent, because then it's gonna be like, oh, when is it gonna be the Catherine crossover or whatever? You know, we know how people are.
Oh yeah, for real. Definitely. Next question is from Bear Jokes from Twitter. He says, best dungeon and why? Cool question.
Nauticos, the heaven.
The heaven, yeah, right? And that's what I have in mind as well, but I'm just gonna pull out a list real quick.
I like Mitsuo's dungeon too. The
yeah,
dungeon. I love it because it's
good music.
A love letter to the 80s RPGs.
Yep.
Like, I love it so much.
Yeah. Yep, that's honestly
that one too. Yeah.
probably my favorite dungeon in the anime. Oops, sorry. In the anime, in the game, I'd say the heaven. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, heaven.
Nice.
Heaven is great.
Dude, when that song hits the first time,
so
you
good.
listen to the lyrics, man, it is just
It
so
makes you cry.
sad.
It's strong.
man.
Yeah, it's strong.
Man, it made me cry.
I do want to say I can see the foundation of the dungeons and how much impact it had into the palaces in Persona 5. There's definitely so much that it went into how well the dungeons worked for Persona 4 opposed to Tartarus in Persona 3. There's a significant difference on how much. I don't want to say better, because there's people that actually like Tartarus as a tower RPG, but personally I just love how much better the dungeons work for me, opposed to just having one single dungeon back and forth kind of thing or anything.
I like Tartarus. There, I said it.
No, I don't think it's bad. I just think it's repetitive.
I think it's
and-
garbage.
I mean, yeah, you're right. It is extremely repetitive until you get to like the upper floors where they actually change it around.
Actually, I think after Fuka, that's when it kind of gets more interesting. You start seeing different stuff.
Fuka, best girl.
I'd say less boring instead of more interesting, but hey.
Less boring.
You are the Persona 3 hater.
Not hater. Not hater. It's I just think it's a good summary of my thoughts for Persona 3. I'd say simply that isn't wrong. Let's not start a war though.
Yeah, we're gonna. It's gonna be interesting. I have my Persona 4 analysis this weekend. I'm sorry, shameless plug-in, but I want to mention it. It's 40 minutes long.
I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna be here though. I'm gonna be in your comment section. Let's go.
Right after that, I'm gonna have that Persona 3 analysis. I'm gonna go hard on it, and it's my favorite game, but I am gonna go hard on.
Well, it
Nice.
didn't age as well. It didn't age as well. You can say all you want about, you know, obviously the PSP games aged way worse than Persona 3 did, but out of 3, 4, and 5, 3 aged the worst.
Yeah, that's the one that I would
Easily.
rather have a remake over a port. I know people give me shit on this, but I don't want a Persona 3 port. I really just want a remake, like a proper remake to the game. I just think it aged really badly.
They need to put too
I
much
will
work
say-
into that.
I will say I would rather watch the movies again than play the game.
You know, there is a really nice mod somebody did for the Persona 3 Fest, where they replaced all of the cutscenes with the animated movie cutscene. That is so good. Like, that's such a good
I bet it's so jarring though, going from those PS2 graphics to like this amazing like theatrical movie cutscene and everything though. I bet
It's pretty
so
jarring. It is.
But that goes
my
to
boy,
show
over here, I totally agree. Aegis, Mitsuru, and Elizabeth, best girls, 100%, my boy.
No,
I'll give you a
Fuka.
thumbs up here.
Fuka is the right answer.
No, he knows what's up over here.
The enemy.
Oh, dude, Tartarus tracks are trash, but Tartarus tracks on the Persona 3 Portable, they added the Persona 2 soundtrack in there.
Huh. They did?
Yeah, they did. You can play the Persona,
That's dope.
2 of the songs, which is, it makes the experience much better.
I bet.
The female main character, I absolutely love her tracks, her exclusive tracks
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah,
Definitely.
It's definitely the superior version. I think the Persona 3 Portable social links for female is like 100 times better. I don't know, the writing team just did such a good job with them.
Except Ken's. It's kind of creepy.
That's just disgusting. I'm gonna say that right. Kenny's like 11 or 12, right?
Yeah. Dude, he's not even in high school.
Yeah, he's like in middle school or some shit. Like, it's just bizarre. Like, I don't approve of that. I'm sorry. I'm come on record right here, right now.
All right. Hey, let's move on.
And social link is trash.
Yeah, it is.
Right,
It
go
is.
for it, man.
Demi Crow, longtime viewer of the channel. He has 2 questions. First one is, now that the Switch has sold over 80 million, that's completely unrelated to P4, by the way. Now that the Switch has sold over 80 million units, do you think Atlus will start porting more of their new and classic titles to Switch? That's a question that I always get.
I think we will know within 3 months. 3 or 4 months. We'll have that answer.
What are you talking about?
I don't think so. Honestly, I disagree on that one because their year is packed. I don't expect new and I don't expect ports announcement for the Switch this year.
Really?
As far-
Related or
yeah,
just in general?
announcements just for Switch.
Announcements, you know? Honestly, this is gonna be the year, probably gonna be either Metroid update or Zelda update. That's the only 2 things that we're waiting on, right?
Well, Shin Megami Tensei 5.
I mean, yeah.
Next year. There's always next year.
We'll hear about it next year.
Great question. I'd like them to. What I can see happening though is SMT1 English on the Switch Online would be amazing. I can see that. But other than that,
100%.
yeah, I don't.
Are we talking about SMT ports or are we talking about just Persona ports?
He said Atlus.
Oh, okay. See, I was saying Persona ports.
Yeah,
Persona
well,
ports, yeah.
I can see Golden coming to Switch eventually,
Oh,
but I
yeah.
don't think it's gonna happen before SMT5.
Yeah.
Well,
I
we're
don't
waiting
know.
until next year, boys.
I don't think they want to ruin this year already. I don't say ruin, but you don't want to put too many things at the same time because all these games are like, what, 50, 100 hours long? So there's only so much time people can expand into these games.
But I think people would still buy them.
Definitely,
That's the
but that's that. I mean, I don't know. That's debatable. I have friends that, you and me who are fans, and we buy every single copy of the game. It's a different thing when that happens versus the average consumer. They'll buy like maybe a game or 2 every few months. I don't think people just buy games every month. Like, I was looking at my expenses. I buy like 2-3 games a month, but the average people doesn't do that.
Yeah, no, agreed.
I wonder if King Goomba from Twitter would buy Persona 5 on the Switch.
Nah, he'd watch a
No,
playthrough.
It'll be fantastic if after all this time of port begging, he doesn't even have a Switch.
I could see that actually. King Goomba, if you're listening to this, I
Please
wonder if he
confirm. Do you have a Switch? I just want to know.
We need to know that in the first place.
Like, I just want the irony. One day,
No,
you just find
bro,
out that he doesn't have a Switch. He's an Xbox player.
Dude, every fucking tweet that Atlus releases,
It's crazy.
I don't even see his tweet, and
this-
in my mind, like that piano music from Persona 4 starts.
You don't get more dedicated than him, though. We gotta give him that. He's dedicated. Like, you're gonna get that one marketing push tweet that there was, like the one and only tweet that they pushed 13 Sentinels. There was a port begging tweet from Goomba in there. So, dedication.
Oh, yeah.
That's dedication.
Really funny? Before King Goomba started port begging, somebody back in 7-8 years ago when they announced the Fire Emblem
Shin Megami
Shin
Tensei.
Megami Tensei crossover, there was one port beggar for Persona 4 Golden until the
Wii U.
Wii U or the Wii. Oh, man.
Crazy. Yeah, his other question, once again from Demicro, he asks, what is the game all of you guys have bought multiple times? For me, I bought Strikers/Scramble 6 times. 6 times, oh my god.
6 times? Why? Why is that? Back up a little bit.
Couple of doubles,
Well-
probably, plus the Asian copy. So for Strikers, that's probably why he has 6 copies.
Okay, that's not you. That's him.
No, him. I don't even
okay,
have
so
Strikers yet. Like
I thought you.
I bought 3
Oh,
versions.
okay.
I bought the PS4 and the Switch version for me, and my giveaway winner chose the Steam version. So I bought 3 versions, but for me, I just bought the English
okay.
Switch, English PS4.
Thanks for reminding me. I guess I'm gonna do a little shout out. I'm starting my giveaway this week for my Persona 5 Strikers
Nice.
giveaway. Literally just reminded me. I'm also about to put a announcement tomorrow, but
Cool.
thanks
Cool.
for bringing that up.
My game that I. Sorry to
Yeah,
interrupt.
go ahead.
I was
No,
about
go
to
ahead,
say
go
the one game that I own way too many copies of is Catherine. Like I have like Catherine PS3, Catherine 360, full body on PS4 twice because I have the regular Steelbook and the premium edition. Is that what it? Yeah, premium's our Desire edition, and I have full body on Switch as well. I own like 5 copies of Catherine.
Persona 4 for me, fittingly enough. I have PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, the PC version.
Oh yeah,
I
same.
have-
The Vita
yeah.
version. I have 4
I have
copies
the
of
Vita
4.
version,
Yeah, same.
and I have a fake Japanese English dub version of the game as well. It's like a pirated version of the
What?
game.
Really?
Where it comes with the Japanese audio, with the English text and everything.
Oh yeah, because it didn't have dual audio tracks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's why I got it for. I got it in the black market when I was in Mexico.
Okay, yeah, look,
Like-
Demicro says he has 2 Japanese copies for Striker, 2 for Switch, 1 for PS4, and 1 for Steam.
Let me do some
Oh.
counting right here. 1, 2. If you count Royal, I own like 8 copies of Persona 5.
8?
There was this dude that posted these older versions of Persona 5 that they had. Like, I think he bought like a custom merchant edition with like a Persona 1, like a PlayStation 1 looking box.
Oh
and
yeah, I
everything.
saw that, yeah.
Did you see that? That was super cool.
I saw that on a Facebook group.
I saw it on the
SMTN,
on
I
Twitter.
think. I saw, yeah, I'm not too
Yeah.
sure, but I think I saw that on SMTN. The last question that we have is from Persona Forever from Twitter, and he asks, as you might be Narukami might be back in a P5 sequel / spinoff, do you think Atlus will give him a canon girlfriend? If yes, who would you prefer? He says, me, I'll have to pick Naoto, especially for the fact that you and Naoto could have a detective agency for themselves, which was based in their normal social link.
Mm,
I don't think we're ever going to.
Same.
I hate to be.
yeah.
I don't think we're ever going to see that cast again. Unfortunately, maybe as in like in Persona 5, you get to see posters of Kanamine and Rise. I think that's the closest we'll ever get. But if we're talking about the right girlfriend for you, I think it would have to be Rise.
I think Rise overall is kind of like the closest to a canon girlfriend that we would get, especially in the anime and also in the game. I feel like she's acting like one basically. So
I
so
love Rise.
yeah, she's
there's
cool.
one thing that I have. I'm literally making a video. I keep bringing up stuff that I do.
Don't worry, man.
I have 15. I'll have 15 videos that are upcoming, and I've been literally just having so many ideas lately when it comes to like stuff that I'm working on and everything. One of my videos is literally talking about romance and like continuity issues. Because it's a big topic for a lot of people, right? In fact, when I did my questions for Persona 5 Strikers, somebody asked me whether the game took into consideration your relationship with a confidant in Persona 5 Strikers. And the answer, by the way, is no. They don't care about any of that. In fact, the game basically pairs up the pairs that you already see, like Ryuji with Anne and whoever is already being paired before. The game just basically just kind of pairs them up together, so you don't get that interaction. And no, Makoto isn't with with main character, by the way. But I think it's will I see the cast again? I think we will. I'm 100% sure we'll see the Persona 4, at least the Persona 4 cast again on a feature spin-off with Persona 5. It's just bound to happen. The money talks, man. Money talks. You know how good Golden sold? So Golden was one of the best-selling games in 2020 in Steam. It literally got an award for that. That being that it sold that much, it's definitely gonna come back in some kind of shape or form. I'm very confident on that.
I feel like Atlus is a company that looks more towards the future than anything. Yeah, I mean, you think we're gonna have like a Q style game like Persona Q? I think that's the only way, if we get a Q3, that we'll see those characters again.
I don't know. I think they look at the money. I don't think
if they would have looked at the money if they would have looked at the money a long time ago, P4G wouldn't have released on Steam in 2020. It would have been much earlier than that.
Nah, because they're clueless. I feel like they were genuinely surprised about the success of P4G. They had no clue.
Money talks, but Atlus ain't listening.
No. Well, that's the whole thing. Is
facts.
Atlus isn't listening to the Western audience. I remember Spencer, we always bring up Spencer here, but Spencer had mentioned this before, but the whole Golden thing going on PC, that's a Western thing. That's not a Japanese Atlus thing going on. So I agree with David. They're 100% clueless of how now they know that they sold well, but I don't think when it was releasing, I don't think they thought it was gonna do this good.
I mean, it's not the people that we see on Twitter that are passionate about Atlus. Like, you see all of, like, the community managers and stuff. I'm followed by quite a few community managers on Atlus, not the gloat, but they're very passionate. It's obvious that there are people in the upper echelon of the company, like the far higher up, that are making these decisions. It's like they thought that Strikers would sell best on Switch. I don't think that's going to happen. That's obviously higher up thinking. So the fact that I think when they say Atlus was surprised about how well Golden was received on Steam, I think it's the higher ups who are clueless and have like no idea.
Well, I think we need to stop here. Atlus West doesn't do anything other than publishing. They don't develop anything.
Sega.
Atlus West is no. Atlus Japan makes all those decisions. They make all this stuff. So they are 100% clueless what happens in the West. In fact, I don't think they even care at this point. Being that we waited this long for a bunch of this stuff.
They care. They care because Persona 5 sold them amazingly in the West. Do they care for Megaton in the West? I don't think so. But Persona, they care. They have to care because it's selling.
They have to care, but before Persona 5's success, it's just so bizarre. This whole changes and everything. I think at some point, just Atlus is gonna realize, at least Atlus Japan are gonna realize how much marketable and profitable the West is.
Mhm.
I don't think they still realize the potential, and you guys know this. Like, there's so much potential in this franchise, and they haven't reached its top peak. I 100% feel like this is just like the tip of the iceberg.
I think we have a better chance of getting a Persona 4 the Golden Animation dub than seeing any of these characters return in any sort of form on a story.
That's fair.
I really hate to say that, and I want them to prove me wrong. But I think unless we get a Q3, which I don't think is going to happen either.
Nope.
The Phantom Thieves couldn't save that series.
No. It's not that. They're already working on the new. Where's the
Free Fantasy
game series? No. This team is working on the new. Oh, Jesus Christ! What is this series called?
Etrian Odyssey.
Game.
Yeah.
They've been working on this game for like 4 years. We haven't had an update on this game, by the way. So I think that at this point, either the game dropped, or they're working on it still. Like, that's the only two things. Either they dropped for Persona Q3, because I mean, it didn't sell amazingly well, but it sold pretty good.
I still think a Q collection on Switch would sell well.
It will, but I don't know how well the translation to 3DS is, because I played some really shit translations from 3DS games to Switch. Like, I played that The World Ends With You.
That doesn't work because of the controls.
And it's super bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god.
That's a good example, but at the same time, The World Ends With You has some very specific controls that are like very hard to replicate on home consoles. So,
but at the same time, when you play Persona Q, the gameplay utilizes both of the screens at the same time.
Right.
It's a really weird mechanic to kind of change into. You have to.
And I am not a fan of it. You have to put all of like the items and stuff on the map and stuff. You have to make your own map. That's what really turned me off from Q1, and I really hate to say that, but I don't like the Etriana Odyssey style dungeon crawling.
Oh, you're not alone. There's a lot of people. I hear those comments often.
I like it. I think it's interesting. I like the puzzles better than the regular Persona puzzles, which, by the way, suck. Persona 5 had the worst puzzles.
They're the easiest things ever.
It's
I mean easy. I mean, they're just dumb. You don't even need to be in the game.
Yeah, exactly. At this point,
I hated that last royal puzzle at the end where you're in that like garden and there's all those different color switches and stuff. I hated that.
It's not even fun.
Yeah,
no.
Exactly. At least the puzzles in Persona Q are innovative, and they have like its own little weird way of doing the puzzles and everything. Because the map itself is a giant puzzle. As you're unlocking, walking, and progressing, you start unlocking. It almost makes me feel like a traversal, kind of like a Dark Souls type. I don't know if you guys play Dark Souls at all.
I played the first one a bit and Bloodborne.
Okay, so in Soulsborne games, when you travel, you start unlocking these kind of like hidden doors, and they get you back to different places. And a lot of that same traversal aspect is in Q. So like you go to a part, and then you unlock another door that gets you back to that same spot that you were before, and it just makes the traversal interesting. I think the maps are really nice. That being said, they're a bottom rank for me on like the ranking of Persona games. I think the dancing games are at the very bottom, and then I have the Q games. So they're not really at the top. I'm not trying to be like, these are the best games or anything, but they're pretty interesting.
I've just never liked first-person dungeon crawling that much.
Oh, really? Did you ever try to play Persona 1? Just curious.
Yes, I have, yes. The enemy encounter rate is fucking insane.
You need to play more mainline.
You need to play 2.
Yeah, 2's even worse on that aspect.
2 is the worst. You will automatically grind. The game is a grind machine.
Dude,
at least you don't have.
Sometimes I feel like it makes me nauseous at times with the first-person dungeon crawling.
Oh, really? Interesting.
The first-person dungeon crawling, like, every single time, because I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of the first-person dungeon crawlers. Like, I love the older Megaton games, and every time that I bring this up, I said once that I wouldn't mind if SMT5 would go back to the first-person dungeon crawling, and I got ooh. That's like I got some.
Oh man,
I got as much hate as for putting Persona 3 where I put it in my tier list. Like, it was that bad. Like, people don't like it in general, so.
We got over first-person dungeon crawling in 1997. It's time to move on, man.
I mean, I think it's great. I think it's fun to, like, in those games, I just try to explore everything. I try to uncover all the map. It's addictive for me. I adore it. I think it's really fun. But I understand why people don't like it, though. I feel like it's very particular.
It makes me nauseous, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's just...
Yeah, I can understand. I particularly like them, but I don't think that they're like a necessity or anything like that. Especially, I feel like Shin Megami Tensei 4 should have been first person.
Because of the graphics.
Not only the graphics, but also the animation. I don't know, the traversal.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
It's
Also,
the one thing I want to mention, and I don't know we're talking Persona, but Shin Megami Tensei. I want to get rid of that ugly ass map traversal. Where you're top down with your little character.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's a nightmare. Shin Megami Tensei 4 and Apocalypse has like the worst.
No, Apocalypse works great. 4 is garbage, 4 but Apocalypse really not that bad. Yeah, 4 is bad. Yeah, agreed.
No, Nocturne is better. Oddly enough.
Dude, once they show SMT5, I can bet it's coming back. It's not going anywhere. We're gonna have the same overworld garbage.
I want open world. I just want open world.
Oh, it's not in the... Forget it. I also want it, but it's not happening. We're gonna have that same old Nocturne... Nocturne, the same thing as in Nocturne, the little icon and you move around.
Top down. Oh my god, I hate it so much.
Just like in P1, it's gonna be the same thing.
Oh man, that looked awful.
Oh, I tried to play Revelations Persona last year on PS Classic. It was a very fun 20 minutes.
Oh man!
At least the soundtrack's good. At least the soundtrack's good.
Oh man, yeah, it's really good. But oh man, I don't want more of that top down. It's a nightmare to traverse to, especially when you're exploring and then you get attacked by enemies and you're like, yo, I'm just trying to figure out where I am at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and 4 it's just confusing. It's like Nocturne came out in 2003 and it's better in that aspect. So it's problematic. But I feel like with the features that they added in Apocalypse, it's easier to find yourself and to know where you are. So it's just better. Hey, we're really off topic. For me personally, I kind of wrapped up what I wanted to say about Persona 4. I don't know if you guys have anything else that you would like to say when it comes to Persona 4. We had a pretty good retrospective tonight.
Yeah. I think the main takeaway here is that you should not play vanilla Persona 4. Ever.
Well, honestly,
unless it is your only option. Unless you only have a PlayStation 2.
Yeah, well, you see, yes, I agree, but I would say it's unnecessary to play Persona 4 vanilla. One game that you shouldn't play is Revelations Persona. That is something that you shouldn't play. Vanilla P4? No, it's just not necessary because there's easier options and better options at the same time.
Definitely.
Persona 1 PSP is not as easy to play, for example, but Revelation is just that bad that you have to play the Persona version. So
people that still play Revelations Persona play it for the lulz at this point in the memes.
And the music.
The music.
Because honestly, it's just way better. Especially, it's way better.
There is an issue with a disconnect, and I have this because Shoji Meguro makes really good music, but he made music for Persona 1 and 2 on the PSP, and it just doesn't match the tone of the game at all.
But bro, like, the Persona 1 PSP soundtrack is some fire!
Yeah, it's on fire, but it doesn't match the tone of the game.
But does the Persona 3 music really match, like, all the J-pop and stuff, everything? Traveling around the city and stuff?
What was that again?
Like, does the Persona 3 soundtrack really match at all? Because it's a dark story, but yet you're going around town
Kimi
with
no
J-pop.
Koku? Kimi no Koku will make you cry at night, okay?
I already cry at night. I have no problem doing that.
Persona 3 makes me cry.
In general.
It's not fun.
Wait, are you saying with how bad it is, or just?
Nah, I'm just kidding. I know that he likes Persona 3 a lot, so that's why I'm saying that. It's not terrible. It's not a bad game either. It's just I have a lot of issues with it. But that's a topic for another video. Honestly, Kuro, I wanna have a big and long talk with you once I replay 3. Because it's been too long, so I'm not ready. But once I replay it, we have to talk.
Please, when you play it, can you play the female Persona 3 portable?
Oh yeah, I will, because I'm not playing FES. I'm gonna play portable.
Okay, when you do, please play the female version. I'm gonna have my hot take here. I think the superior version of the game is the female Persona 3 portable version.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna try it.
Alright, so yeah, go ahead.
I really think that if you're going to play P3P though, do not interact with Ken whatsoever, David. I'm telling you right now, the FBI will be at your door.
All right, sounds good. All right, so I'm ready to wrap things up now. Any last words?
Thanks for having us here.
It was a blast. Thanks for both of you guys to have accepted my request. I thought you guys would be two great picks for a Persona 4 discussion, and I was right. It was a lot of fun. I have those.
Right time.
Hell yeah.
I just finished Persona 4 Golden like a week ago, so you picked the perfect time.
Persona
4 Golden is like right on my head right now.
Hell yeah. So if you guys are interested, I have both of those guys link to their accounts in the description below, so you definitely want to check them out. They make great content. Subscribe if you're interested, and we will try to get another episode of the podcast soon. I only have 2 episodes for 2021 yet, so I'm gonna try to do better. So thank you to both of you guys. It was great, and thanks to everyone who watched. You guys were also great. Very, very fun to talk with you guys in the chat as always. So wrapping things up. See you next time, guys. Bye.
Yeah, see you guys.
Guys.